Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of A Game Designer Plays here on Radio Zero, where we stream the niche games you might have loved if you'd ever played them. I'm your host, CareLevelZero, and tonight we are checking out a game that is niche that a lot of other people have played and I have not. That is Ace Attorney Investigations, which has had a recent remaster, which is what got it back on my radar, which includes the first and second game, which I gather the second game never came out here. And first of all, disclaimer, today's key has been provided by Capcom, but let's be real, I was going to run this anyway, so thanks Capcom, but, you know, this is happening one way or another. Seemed like the perfect opportunity to get something new that's also old, that's also niche, but liked within its niche. Good lineup. Oh God, you're welcome, Reaper. I know you like your platinums, but I only assume you hate yourself if you're playing Versus and Space Marine 2. Oh my lord, I have a lot of coffee on hand because it is, well, it is a busy week. It's a busy couple of weeks. You may have seen we've had some announcements related to Darkest Dungeon 2 and upcoming content, and it's keeping me very, very, very busy, and will pretty much keep me very busy for the remainder of, Q4. I'm going to be tired. On the bright side, this is a game that requires no grinding between sessions or anything, so that takes a little bit of the load off of me. I think. I hope. It better not. Reb, hello over at the YouTube side. Much appreciated to see anyone hanging out over there, helping bump the numbers. We are halfway to the number of requisite hours to reapply for partnership. So, progress. Not bad, given that I've only been running streams there for like 2 weeks. I will be getting more stuff over there soon. I'd started editing the 13 Sentinels VODs that weren't over there, and then I ran out of time because I only have like one day on the weekend to do this stuff, and I ended up spending a bunch of it on other things too. Yeah, but voices, oh, we got the voices. Double dipping, I appreciate it. I appreciate the double dipping. Man, I'm looking forward to this. This is a very interesting week as well, in addition to all of the work. So we've got Ace Attorney Investigations tonight, tomorrow, Thursday. But Friday, we're going to do a very different virtual couch, because Friday marks my 20th anniversary as a game designer. So to that end, Daimyo and I are going to take a little look back at the first game I ever shipped. Not the first game I ever worked on. Technically, that was 2 weeks on Dragon Age Origins before I got shifted over to Jade Empire. But Jade shipped well before it. And then so did the next game I worked on. And then I went back to Dragon Age. And then I went to a different game. It took a while for Dragon Age to ship. So yeah, we'll be taking a look at Jade Empire on Friday. And I've warned Daimyo that I would like this one to not be so much under the Daimyo Protection Act, so we're going to attempt to restrain ourselves a little bit compared to usual Fridays, so I can actually leave the VOD up instead of, you can enjoy it for 2 weeks and then I have to pull the plug on it for everyone's safety. So it should be a fun one. It's been 20 years. 20 goddamn years. And amusingly, because of HoboCast 8, I'm back down to the facial hair that I had when I started in the industry 20 years ago, which is to say I don't have any right now, because Babyface won in the end. The Strange got its honorary couple of days for almost making it at the very end, but the last bid came in a few seconds too late, which means now I'm down to the Babyface. Makes me feel young. Your career started while I was a child. Well, thanks. That makes me feel old. Don't know if you can be called a Bioware dev if you never worked on Dragon Age. A 7-year development cycle, and practically everyone wound up on it at some point. I think I was on it less than a lot of people, though. The 2 weeks up front, and then 6 months, a little while later, Chaos Spiral was robbed. Oh, that reminds me. Actually, while I was shaving everything down to the Strange, I did actually go ahead and get... No, when I was shaving down the Babyface, I actually did do the Chaos Spiral briefly and took a photograph of it. Remind me to share that in Discord sometime. Alright, well, I've delayed enough. Let's just get this thing flipped over so I can deal with the horrors of my unfacial haired self on camera. Yikes. It is a strange and horrifying look. And I don't know that anyone has seen me this way in probably 9 years since the last time this happened on, like, HoboCast 1. It's been a while. My god, it's so different. I know, right? It's so weird. It's disturbing. But on the bright side, in order to show it off, I decided to not do the holocam tonight, which means we're not pressing my GPU as much, and it means I can go back to actually using the lab coat. Young CLZ looks like a stranger. I'll take the young part of that. You ever do your VTuber idea of real face in 3D model, demand the picture of the chaos spiral be a face option? Oh, God. Yeah, I updated Zin's outfit for, slightly. I recolored her suit, that was it. I didn't even have time to give her like a nice big fancy multi-tiered cravat like Edgeworth has or anything like that, so she at least got the color update. Glad we made her for Phoenix right like years ago when we did the first one. So let's get this thing rolling. That is louder than I expected it to be, but we'll see how it goes. Drop you one notch of preparation, there we go. Your face looks so fancy. It looks fair. It's very strange. Alright, actually, before we roll in here, I want to take a moment to just appreciate the strangeness of my taste in games, the variety. Ace Attorney, right next to Space Marine, with some 13 Sentinels, a little bit of Magical Girls, a lot of jank, taxation hell, and then, of course, DD2's on here, because, you know, I like playing the PS5 version of it. Mostly because I can't tamper with my save. Let's roll. Cat looks like a wee babby. It's fucking weird, right? Oh, I hate it. So, thanks, HoboCast 8. Just to throw it all back at everyone, I'm going to use the proceeds from HoboCast 8 to buy a PS5 Pro. I'm half joking. Wasn't Fireteam Elite on there, it was actually Dark Descent, the tactical aliens game. I haven't played it yet. I just picked it up. I'm sorry, all I read there, Raving Pyro, was that you lit your cat on fire. Yes, we'll keep going. We're good. Alright, so this is going to be interesting because we're going to have to voice Edgeworth as protagonist, and oh no. Give me one sec. I've started transferring all the voice lists up to digital format, but this one's still back on a cue card for the previous Phoenix Wright. I should grab that. What game caused Capcom to not have too much faith in the Ace Attorney series? It took them this long to release this game now? I don't know. It's not like it ever seemed like it was a bad seller of a series. Wait, Edgeworth? Wait. Oh, are you unfamiliar with this one as well, Cubby? All I know about it is that this one stars Edgeworth. This is Edgeworth's game. So, I'm gonna have to do Edgeworth VIP the whole time if we're keeping his voice. One sec, let me grab the cue card. Somewhere in this mess should be my list of voices from when we did Ace Attorney originally, which I figure I should have on hand. Oh, that's Yakuza. It's Yakuza Gaiden. Oh, that's the voice list for 428. Maybe I don't have it? Oh wait, nope, Phoenix Wright. God, that's just a cue card full of names and voices. Alright, just in case we have any recurring characters. Okay, good. Wanted to make sure I had that, just in case. First, these two games sold so incredibly poorly, the second ever escaped Japan. Fan translation did come to be. The second game is considered one of the peaks of the series, so this remake is huge for that reason. Oh, fucking nice. Alright, let's see what we got for our options. Screen shake on, sure. Screen flashes, sure, unless it becomes obnoxious for people. Vibration, I guess. Text skip. To speed through unread text. Yeah, sure. Window transparency looks fine. Wait time, I don't tend to do autoplay anyways. Hide UI elements mode, sure, I guess we can leave that alone. What else we got here? Well, when they say voice lines, I'm going to assume it's mostly just people screaming objection. Soundtrack, ooh, original and arranged options. Ooh, oh. Ooh, I mean, I have no nostalgia for the original because I didn't play it, so I'm going to leave it on arranged. Let's see how they do. Oh, what? Oh, that's... I'm torn. The original art's available. That's pretty awesome. God, that looks so smooth. I don't know which one to do. Hey, you love your pixels, Reb? That's fair. All right, let's try the HD for now. Then maybe we'll swap it later and just see how everything looks. Ah, trippy, love it. All right, language, game text and voice. We'll leave that as is. Reader mode. I do not know. Oh, interesting. There's a story mode that just automatically progresses. Oh, definitely not doing that stuff. All right, and we have the first one and Prosecutor's Gambit. All right. Edgeworth, here we go. Everything old is new. I got a trophy already. Episode 1, Turnabout Visitor. March 14th, 1:16 a.m. Somewhere. Yes, second game has not been released Big Battle until now. Well, we don't know who this will be, so we'll give them no particular voice to make sure the defendant is found guilty. Oh, God, I went through. That's the job of a prosecutor, after all. That may be true, but why? Why go this far? Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough. But a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter what the cost. A gold medal douchebag. I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Always have been, always will be. March 14th, 2:05 a.m., Prosecutor's Building, 12th floor hallway. Oh boy. First is okay, just drags on a bit too long. Second is great. Olympic running. I mean, he's clearly got a gold medal for being a douchebag. Oh my god. It's adorable Miles Edgeworth. Well, so, shall we retain the original voice of Miles Edgeworth from our original Phoenix Wright run? Which I'm fairly certain was the VIP. All right, VIP it is. I've already got a voice list set up for that. I've actually been adding them to the extra tabs to the voice list. Original Edgeworth or remastered Edgeworth. What would remastered Edgeworth sound like? Less VIP? No, we can't have that, can we? It's hard to believe I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe's been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. A door's unlocked. Detective Gumshoe? What's the smell? It's very familiar. Is that blood? I think that's blood. I love the look. What the? What's the meaning of this? I told Gumshoe to keep my office clean. I'm gonna bet that is Gumshoe. And, yeah, I think I remember Gumshoe's voice. Yeah, he kind of had his own one. Let me just verify that. Yeah, pick Gumshoe. Here we go. Freeze. Is it Gumshoe or is it someone else? Identify yourself. A body has been discovered! Wait, what? Wrong game. Nope, that doesn't seem like a very Gumshoe thing to say. Shut up. You've got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Hey, is that a threat? Well, apparently not a very good one. Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrusted into a multitude of cases and some very frantic and busy days. Well, I feel that one. Yes, Wright's office is still on the table. March 14th, 2:56 a.m. Hi, prosecutor's offices. Room 1202. Apparently I have a safe behind my very nice, now shot, hanging outfit. Like I did get away for now. Nice, I recognize some of the bits and pieces in the background, that's cool. I've finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well, please continue your investigation. Yes, sir. Oh my god, the animations are cute. And... Goddamn Gumshoe. Mr. Edgeworth, sir. You okay, sir? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. Yeah, when I heard that the murder had taken place in your office, I ran up you straight away. This is Dick Gumshoe. He's a detective with the local precinct. Or so he tells me. I've yet to see him prove it. And the one he assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. We're doomed. You look a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine. However... look what they did to your office. It's totally trashed. I'll say, the culprit sullied my floor with dirt rather well. And a dead guy. He bled all over my shelf. It's kind of annoying. No one gets away with tracking mud into my office. Oh, sounds like you're getting really burned up over this whole thing. This crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. Technically, I think it means I have to recuse myself from the case because the murder happened, like, in my office. Legally, I should not be taking this case at all. That's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So I'll keep any leads or information we find etched in the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? Crime scene in my office. Is it really coincidence that the murder took place in my office? I get the nagging feeling this is something important to keep in mind. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really. Especially because of this. The key to your office, sir? Or yourself as the Edgeworth superpower. I love that this is gonna throw just a totally different spin on like any future Phoenix Wright I do that involves him. For security reasons, this office's door has a lock built into it. Yes, it's my office key. Yeah, well, what do you mean, sir? The superpower? No, it's not Reaper, goddammit. If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you. That's a wicked smug face. Logic? Yeah, sorry, sir. Thinking's not really my thing. By finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. That is the end result of using logic. Oh god, he's so gloriously smug. So, how do you use it? This logic thing. First, I recall the information we gathered with L1, and then I connect them together with triangle. I don't know what that means. That's okay. You don't have to. Yeah, Gumshoe does not seem the type. Oh my god, he's so emote-worthy. His face is so emote-worthy. Crime scene, my office. And the office key. Oh, nice. Literally shown like jigsaw pieces. For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks. We got technology, yeah, but we got logic. Which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence. Ah, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. I mean, unless Gumshoe left it unlocked. He does seem like the type, you know? And the Gumshoe's a detective and doesn't use logic. He's a good boy, but he's not a bright boy. There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? The killer's goal. Why did this happen in my office? What was the killer after? Yeah, you're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. Yeah, very good. Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. Oh god, it's the truth health bar. Hey Skyfell, how's it going? Everything carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow. Like spice. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Yeah, the basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir. I learned this from RPGs. Oh. Sorry, Moobot's a little bit aggressive with links. Let me get you. There you go. Or you can make a save and just slam everything into each other like a pissed off chimpanzee. Fair. That is an option. Which reminds me, can we just save anywhere? We totally can. Cool. Let's save. I know that. And when I want to examine something, I simply use X when I'm next to it. Now, what's the X button, sir? Oh, if you ever feel lost in one thought, just use triangle, okay? I'll give you great, precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. He looks so sad. Whee. Oh my god. Sorry, this is just kind of adorable in its own way. What have we here? Can this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here. After keeping me at gunpoint and then tossing it. You can see the face compared to the DS? Yeah. Also, it did actually have the option for keeping the pixel art too, which is really nice. Oh, Gumshoe. I think I've seen one of these before. Care to enlighten me as to where? One of these, what, a gun? Have you seen a gun before, Gumshoe? Oh, I know. Well, I was issued the exact same model. I think. Is that my gun? I should probably check. Detective. Yeah, I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. I mean, just ask the guy in the corner there. Yeah, I think about it. You do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much except in emergencies, so that's why I didn't recognize it.
So it's the same type of revolver as the ones used by the precinct's detectives.
Revolver found at the crime scene, the same model as those used by precinct detectives.
Are we dirty copping already? I finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area.
I'm pretty sure he died of a gunshot wound to the belly, but damned if that does not look like he got groined hard. You poor bastard. Good God, answer your question about to install a Google Translate Chaos mod for Portal 2 that's voice acted, including dev commentary. Oh no. That sounds like a nightmare. You got RoboCopped.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Oh, what do we have here?
Wait, I think I've seen one of these before.
It's a police badge, detective.
Oh, hey, I have the exact same thing, actually. What a coinky dink. Is that my badge? I can't help but think that, like, half this crime scene will wind up being gumshoes. Killer needed that trick shot for his Bulletstorm plat. Man, I get what you mean, but I wonder how many people here do. That was such a dumb fun game.
Let's take a look inside.
Buddy Faith.
Mr. Buddy Faith. It would appear our victim was a detective just like you.
Oh, goody. Victim was a detective. According to his badge and ID, Buddy Faith was a precinct detective. I guess he had a little bit too much faith in someone.
I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to calmly use some logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other.
As we now think, the victim is a detective, and the revolver, it was probably his gun.
The revolver, the standard model used by detectives. Could it have belonged to our recently departed?
Oh, that's fair, Z3.
Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time?
Yes, sir. No, on in now, sir. Excuse me, pal. Let's see. What do we got here? What's he got in his pockets? Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. This guy's wearing a gun holster.
So it appears our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him.
It can be assumed that this gun is the murder weapon it was issued to the victim. Are you gonna be okay with keeping track of evidence we find, sir?
Of course. This is the safest way I know to keep track of it all.
Yeah, all right. If you say so. I got like a handy little police notepad thing. I can write it in if I knew how to write.
I log any and all evidence I find in my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have but to press R1 to open my organizer. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. I keep people's profiles on hand in it too. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. Let's see what else we can find out about this revolver.
Yeah, as I always say, you gotta look real carefully at each piece of evidence. You can use right stick to rotate an object. No such thing as a bad angle. Except for my last photo. That was terrible. Use L1 and R1 to zoom in and out to get at the nitty gritty.
Interesting little marker on it. To think that it's so easy to take a life with just the pull of a trigger.
You know, I can't even see myself really liking guns. Oh, but I love the ones they use at the track and field meets to start races. When you take off where it's fired, everybody always ends up following your lead.
To chase you down for a false start, detective.
Now that you mention it, even when I finish first, I always wind up in last place.
I don't think you understand how this sport works, my dude. Looks like only the one round was fired from this.
Hey, Calminus, this is not exactly a new Ace Attorney. This is an old Ace Attorney that got remastered. This is the one starring Miles Edgeworth. Just came out last week, on the 6th. Wow, so Killer killed the Vic with just one shot after wresting the gun from him? Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? So if he's a gold medal wearing athlete of some sort, It's gonna be like a gold medal triathlon, you know?
We have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility.
Yeah, some blood on the back of his pants. Yeah, which reminds me of this one time back in elementary school, I accidentally flopped onto this chair that had a tag on it. Oh man, that thing stabbed me good. Hey, even drew bloodheads just thinking about it.
That story was so painful I spaced out in the middle of it. Let's give the body a once-over. There's blood all over his lower abdominal area.
Looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir.
In other words, he was shot.
Yep, and until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that.
Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene.
Bullet went clean through the victim's abdomen. Body was found at around 2:05 a.m. Who comes to the office that time?
The victim's badge probably fell out of his pocket during the struggle.
Well, I always take extra care to make sure mine doesn't fall out of my pocket, sir. So this probably actually isn't mine for once.
Oh?
I always have it down at the bottom of one of my super deep pockets, without fail.
Is it possible he's never taken his tattered coat to the cleaners?
It's a distinct possibility, sir. Yeah, your files are all over the floor, sir.
They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer.
My files are a mess, pointing to a struggle between the victim and the killer. Nah, I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, it's just rendered all the time and effort I put in pointless.
I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room.
Actually, on the way in, he did say he was supposed to keep it clean. Well, I mean, I water the flowers every day, just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I'd come in and clean this place until it sparkled.
Does he have a life?
This is not Pet Detective, you lied. Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll get missile. And then we'll have a pet detective of sorts.
I guess this is about all we're gonna find out. We should send the body to...
I don't know who this is, and I don't know who Jim is. Oh, Christ. Okay. Okay, so here's our gold medal douchebag. What voice do we want to give the gold medal douchebag? Gumshoe is kind of our point. Is he a Zap? Zap and Ozma come to mind immediately, I have to admit, but I don't think... Actually, QuoteBot did help. QuoteBot invoked Snoo Snoo, therefore Zap. I guess it's Zap. You agree with Zap as well, Phonic? Alrighty. Well, I'll add his name to the list once we get his name actually on here. I think Gumshoe had his own voice. Why, oh why, how could this have happened to a guy like you?
Excuse me?
Yes, Red was also a Zap. He was also a gold medal douchebag in his own right.
Are you alright?
Don't touch me. Leave me alone. Just let me be. Get you tell? I'm angsting here.
Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation's still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body.
Sarah, did you just put your fingerprints on things? The body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh. Look at him. Jim looks like he's just turned in for the night.
Thought his name was Buddy.
Nah, sure. Just, a bloodstained soup, pal. Now, where are my manners?
Aren't you that prosecutor...
Portsman? Why, yes, I am. I'm Jacques Portsman, prosecutor.
Well, unless we have a name to go with this jackass.
Jim, old buddy, old pal. Yep, Jack Sportsman. It's terrible. In a very Phoenix Wright kind of way. Jim here is my partner in crime busting.
I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I am also a prosecutor.
Yeah, Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir. So you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office?
Yes, that is correct.
Then it was you. You're the one who killed Jim. Hey, well, don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay? I will not. I know how things work around here. My prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them. You know, the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door.
That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner.
Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? So the only one who could get in here was me. I just incriminated myself. I gotta stop doing this. Wait, that means... Yeah, I'm not sure what that means. So it was you then. You're Jim's killer. Hey, no way, pal, you got it all wrong.
Everyone calm down. Mr. Portsman, correct? If you're a real prosecutor, you should know how to stay collected.
I love the finger waggle. It's so damning.
The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions?
All right. All right, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You sure are one cool customer, though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor.
I thought the rumors were that he bought most of his cases.
You're something of a legend, you know. Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal? You can be my kiff.
A pleasure to work with you, but not really.
You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that and getting my fingerprints all over important things that I definitely had not touched before this moment. Carry on then. It's your room, after all.
The waggle screams, now children. I know, right? Thank you, I intend to.
I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. Well, later, Kip. You there.
Sir?
Christ. I want you to capture this scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner, Jim.
I should probably give them some space.
Good God. How many photographs are you going to take, guy?
I hope we can solve this case quickly. I'd like to return to relaxing on this sofa.
Come on, the thing looks like a billion times softer than my mattress at home. Can I sit on it too? Just for a little while, sir.
Why the guy shoot the wall? That was after we came into the room, and I think it was vaguely intended as a threat to us. Detective Gumshoe, you know I can't allow that. Until this case is solved, neither of us has time to spare, let alone rest.
Hey, yeah, you're right, sir. I'm gonna work hard and be a real trooper to the end.
Even once this case is over, I don't think he can afford to take any time off.
Yeah, your jacket, sir. What's it doing on the floor?
It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing around.
So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well? They dared to shoot the ultra-special jacket that you made your prosecutorial debut in? Hey, what if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster.
It's not worth getting worked up over, Detective. Not when there's something more here.
Or if they shot through it, it would have hit the safe. Also, that would mean there's been 2 shots. So either guy had a separate gun when we encountered him. Or something's off. Because we now have 2 bullet holes, 1 gun, missing 1 round.
Like, what?
I take it you haven't noticed it yet, Detective? There's a giant contradiction right here in front of us.
Oh, really? What's a contradiction?
Did I say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. But I have my own methods and I will conduct this investigation my own way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. First I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. This is it. This bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. His boyfriend's influencing. When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor at and press the triangle with conviction. Press it hard. And when I found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things. I will present only 1 shot fired.
Eureka!
This bullet hole is the contradiction.
Yeah, well, what do you mean, sir?
It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. I can't help but hear Danganronpa as well. You're the only one! The first felled the victim. And the second felled this frame.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
However, this gun was only fired once.
Yeah, that's true too.
Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight? Another handgun. Other than the victim's gun that I found, could there be another gun in play here? But I want Eureka and objection animated emotes. What would they be doing exactly for animation? Just vibrating loudly? I mean, God knows we have loads of emote slots, like animated emote slots.
Now, by the way, I noticed something, sir.
Yes?
What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame?
Oh, that. It's a secret safe.
A secret safe? Ooh, I smell money.
I'll spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. It's clearly all my candid photographs of Phoenix Wright. Or is that what we're imagining is inside? Now if you would kindly move this frame out of the way.
Yeah, well, roger that.
And many most slash match number static slots. Basically, yeah, we got fucking tons of them to fill. Now that I don't want to do some more... I gotta do at least 1 more Miwako emote. I'm thinking the side-eye, because she had an amazing side-eye in that last scene. It's a stash of OnlyFans pictures.
What? Talk about Dusty.
I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while.
I had no idea it was safe here. I'd have kept it clean for you, sir. So, when did you put this thing in?
It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one.
Oh, really? I had no idea.
Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence, so now I'm gonna have to kill you.
So, what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth?
Right now, nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session.
No, that's it? Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams.
Each prosecutor has one in their office. Only they know of them and trial evidence use. I want Rest Mill have inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. There's smearing all around it. Now this is odd.
It's his collection of smutty fan art of him in Phoenix. Oh, God. You found something, sir?
This keypad, don't you find it a bit too clean?
Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself.
You there, forensic scientist. Yes, sir? Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? You got it, sir. I couldn't find, let alone lift, a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well. Alright, all the fingerprints on this have been wiped clean off. Each prosecutor has one, only they know of them, and prints were wiped. Only they know of them, I think is the very important part of that. Who is pinging me? Why am I being pinged? Jesus Christ, my phone's going wild. As I thought. I told you those were husbandry videos? Wait. What? It appears that logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly connect the dots with the information we have. Let's see, what information do we have right now? The killer's goal, signs of a struggle, the handgun, wiped prints. Well, potentially the killer's goal and the wiped prints could go together. Because we've been trying to figure out why they'd be in here. Let's try that. I believe I figured out what the murderer was after.
Oh, well, what is it, sir?
The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. I wonder if knowing what the motive... knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime. I want to poke around a little bit more. Or can I poke around? Because I haven't looked at everything yet. I'd like to look at more. Is this yet another batch of fresh flowers?
Yeah, the ones that come with a card attached every month like clockwork for you? Yep. Speaking of that, let's see what's on the card this month, sir. All will be resolved... Wendy.
Oh no. Oh dear God. It's her.
Oh, Miss Irony, how painful are thy thorns.
Wendy, isn't that the name of that old lady with the whiny voice that's stalking...
That's enough, detective. You need not remind me further. Yep, Wendy Oldbag. Source of my greatest clip from that playthrough.
No, it's your trophy. The Knight of Prosecutors, right?
King of prosecutors. And it's not a trophy, it's a shield.
They only send this to the winning prosecutor, right?
Yes, but I have no real interest in the perceived worth of other people. So am I own. As for my own worth, that is something only I can determine for myself.
Oh, okay. It's so slick, sir. I'm gonna have to try saying that sometime.
Unfortunately for him, his monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me.
Ow.
Well, it's a good thing my steel samurai doll was spared any harm.
And speaking of which, I still haven't actually sat down and watched any of the show. What's it about again?
Well, I don't know much about it myself, but the hero of the Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo Old Tokyo, is the Steel Samurai, as the name suggests. And his goal is to defeat the evil magistrate. It's a show geared towards kids. However, its high production values and riveting plot draws in a number of adults as well. Spin-offs like Pink Princess, Warrior of Little Old Tokyo, and the Nickel Samurai. Nickel Samurai. Hire a samurai. People who report did not hire a samurai. Along with the deluge of merchandise and even a new stage show gives it presence.
You sure know a lot. Sure you're not some sort of, rabid fanboy?
Of course not. Anyone that keeps up with society knows at least this much. And that conversation lasted longer than expected, so let us return to the investigation.
Yeah, watch out for the teacup fragment there, sir.
That killer is going to pay. This tea set...
Oh, yikes, you're really mad over this.
Oh god, look at... This is such a great animation on Gumshoe. Gumshoe's such a little girl sometimes. When they renew Nickel Samurai season, they proclaim that Nickel's back. I guess it explains why no one watches the show. This tea set is very dear to my heart and can only be bought in England. It costs more than your whole month's paycheck.
What? How much money do I make again? Yeah, now I feel like the killer's wasted one of my monthly paychecks.
Oh god, Gumshoe has amazing faces as well.
It's been a while since I've sat at this desk. Oh, how I've missed you. The figure is made of mahogany. It's so tidy it looks newer than when I first bought it.
Oh, yeah, that thing's so polished it makes mirrors jealous.
Don't tell me you had no other work the entire time I was away, Detective.
My job is to protect your office, sir, which I clearly did stunningly well up until that guy died and got blood everywhere.
And you did such a good job protecting it that a murder occurred in it.
Yeah, that's kind of harsh, sir.
I have to admit the desk has never looked better, so I guess I can't dock his pay.
Actually, you've knocked over your chess set. I ain't all set up ready for when you come back. I figured we could play a few games.
I had no idea you were interested in chess.
I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd, give chess a try. It's the same thing, right?
In that case, I suppose I can set some time aside after we solve this case. Though I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity much.
It doesn't breathe fire, there's another Capcom series, but tish. Yeah, you called, sir? Let's see what he's got. I'm just curious what, So how does he work? What does he do? Okay, so I can, present him with stuff. God, I wanna hear what he's got to say. I had no idea I had one of these things. I mean, I thought I knew everything there is to know about you, Mr. Edgeworth. I mean, even know about that whole thing with, I feel like I caught a glimpse of the hidden side of, Miles Edgeworth. Huh.
There's a great deal you don't know about me, at least I hope so. You didn't go into my desk, right?
I'm just a lowly detective, so, I'm not sure what I should do with that other than to arrest it.
Is that the only talent you have? Oh, wait. Cleaning.
A victim's gun, huh? It's the same model as mine.
A tool used to protect lives, yet one that can also take lives away. Those who take a gun in hand wield a great responsibility. I hope you understand that.
I don't really use my gun at all, sir. I mean, the only time I would use this baby is, when I'm fighting a hot duel with a convict to, look ultra cool.
You were doing so well until that last bit.
Oh. I do love being able to see their expressions in the background and stuff. It, definitely... Gumshoe looks so sad. He looks so sad all the time. The poor guy. Should we present the badge for no reason? Alright, alright. Yeah, prosecutor's badge is really tiny compared to my police badge. No, but, it's really cool, sir. Much cooler than my badge could ever hope to be.
There's no need to suck up to me, Detective.
Man, no matter what we say or do, we somehow managed to deflate this poor man. Yeah, I saw that they just kept showing the badge over and over again on that. No, do. R1 is my evidence of pro. Oh, dude, that hair. Hi, prosecutor, with this prosecutor's office. My first time speaking with him. Homicide detective at the local precinct in charge of the initial investigation. A detective in the precinct and the victim. Why was he killed in my office? And why is he calling him Jim? That's the real question. Why is he calling him Jim? Is the badge always a gag item? I don't think so. Why is Portsman so shiny? Because he's a sportsman. So, combination of sweaty and oiled up. Prefer to keep it in my pocket instead of wearing it. I present almost every character. I'm a prosecutor! Alright, so let's go with the motive of theft and signs of struggle. I'm gonna guess that's something really effective like, theft was interrupted.
There is a possibility the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer.
Oh, you mean like could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir?
Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna shelve files like you've never seen before, even in a library.
Sure. Let's give that a try.
Now, why do all the good ones always die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth.
No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. Mostly. There was that one Phoenix Wright where it was kind of a thing, but not exactly. All we can do is search for the truth.
And? So what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth?
First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place.
You get it? Here, let me help.
Thus, getting his fingerprints all over my files as well.
Yeah, and this file goes here, and the book goes there, and... You sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal. Okay, done.
It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here.
Bloodstains on the bookshelf are still fresh.
I suspect that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf.
And then the guy fell to the floor, right? Blood on the floor is kinda grossing me out here.
Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now.
Yeah, but, you know, I'm no good with blood, sir.
I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture.
Well, he was shot through the stomach, but the handprints are imply that he got turned around at some point. Yeah, the victim's handprints. Must have tried to support himself with his hands here after being shot. Wrong voice. Handprints on the floor, too.
Those must have been made when, unable to stay standing, he dropped to the floor. The killer moved the body because it was leaning against the bookshelf.
Pulling this guy's pants proves that pretty well.
In a sense, I suppose.
There's also a bullet hole in one of those files, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, see, I'm not completely useless, Mr. Edgeworth. So, this is where the bullet launched itself after it went through the victim, huh?
For the bullet to be lodged so squarely in the file spine, in the case that the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred.
I guess the victim was, poof, because he was in the killer's way. Which means he was shot, and then the ransacking happened. Also, Jesus, did he shoot down that much? I mean, that's really low. So those deduce give me... Oh, no. So looked at you, I've looked at you, I want to make sure I look at all the things. I'll put them all back, just as they should be, sir. It doesn't look like anything's missing.
Although it does look like the killer moved the body to flip through my shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for.
Just check. I mean, it looks like nothing's technically missing.
It appears the victim was in a sitting position here after being shot.
No, so that's why the seat of the victim's pants is blood on it.
And that would be the logical conclusion.
Anything else I can look at? Well, let me get to his hand, so I guess I can't look at the hand. I think we've looked at all the stuff. Oop, no, I want this to review my stuff. Yeah, so this is what I think we're going to look at, because this is a really, really low bullet hole.
There is clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole.
Hey, what do you mean, sir?
You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up.
Now, what if the guy was shot while he was sitting or laying down, sir?
And that would be illogical. The victim leaned against this shelf here after being shot, which suggests he was standing when he was shot.
No, then that means, wait, what does that mean, sir?
It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective.
Oh. Catty. Eureka. Alright. I'm gonna have to... We don't have any Phoenix Red emotes, do we? Even after doing that first run. All we have is the Zin Big Cup from it. I think we might have to make something for this one. Plus, Edgeworth grew on me a lot after the first game. Urethra. Maybe not that one. Did you get a Gumshoe one? But we already have a derp emote. So I should pour myself a bit more coffee. Judge Napa emote. Edgeworth's finger wag. That is a really good one. I kind of want to get just the finger waggling so that we could stick it on other emotes. It takes on a whole new look when you consider sticking that on, like, Dende.
In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What is the faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole's position?
The order of the files? Well, our assumption could be the handprints. He could have been trying to lift himself up. Well, let's see. What have we made assumptions about? I mean, the order of the files, we know the order of the files. And Gumshoe knows the order. I'm going to assume he didn't put them back incorrectly. Oh, good God. Yes, exactly, like that. The handprints, we said, the assumption was that they tried to brace himself after getting shot and going down. It's possible he tried to lift himself back up, so I'm actually going to go with that.
The position of the handprints is what's causing this problem. We wouldn't be in this dilemma if the handprints were closer to the ground.
Well, the handprints are where they are. Okay, so not that. Up down.
Yes, you are quite perceptive, which is why this is not a viable hypothesis.
Oh, so it's just a what if? Then what's the right answer?
You still can't figure it out.
I can't help but feel like Gumshoe just called me out, and he's like, shut up, that's why. Yes, please, sir.
I guess he didn't notice the slip-up, although at this point, I shouldn't be surprised.
Still taking shots at the dude. See, the files would have to have been higher up, but that would imply that they were out of position in the first place. But that would be a bit weird if Gumshoe actually knows the files. Well, let's try it. I mean, any one of these has, like, a logical potential. Oh, we know those are zeroed. They should be near the top. In fact, that would be, yeah, right between the hands. Oh my god, you put 0A in front of my brain goes to hexadecimal, not literally 0, letter A. Oh my god. Oh, you mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Oh, actually, I think the labels on the files are wrong, sir.
Oh?
Yeah. You see here, the files that were shot begin with the number 0? What is it doing all the way down there after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird.
Actually, the way they're organized now is the correct order. They are exactly as I see them in my mind's eye.
But the numbers are all out of order. Well, I'm pretty sure I can count. There's a lot of things I can't do, but I think I can count.
Those white binders are special, so they're arranged a little differently. But from this we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. So that's it.
So someone already went through the stuff.
I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, Detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out.
Yeah, I think it'd be okay to prop the body back up to how it was before it was moved.
Well, they finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. Let's marionette this guy.
Should we really be trusting the Gumshoe knows the file order? To be fair, at least he proved he can count.
If you please, Detective Gumshoe.
I know the dude's got a hat on and his head is slumped, but for a moment I looked over and was like, whoa, who decapitated the body?
As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faith. And then put the files back in numerical order, I guess. Oh, god damn it. That was a gumshoe voice. Exactly, and then proceeded to shoot the victim.
Now, why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time? I'm looking at the stuff behind the body and it says, like, it almost says gumshoe? Almost?
I'm getting a very Danganronpa Leon moment. Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice, once before and once after the crime, but why?
Culprit rearranged my files twice, once before and once after the murder. Why?
Now the crime scene is as it was at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look.
Gumshoe.
This...
Oh, what is that? Well, why does it say gumshoe out there in blood? I'd say that's some incredibly incriminating evidence.
Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed.
No, wait, there's gotta be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me. Say something, sir.
It appears that one of my files was stolen.
Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation?
Is this what the killer was really after?
Stolen file. One of the files that were written upon in blood was stolen by the culprit, but then... I'm curious what assumptions we're making about it saying gumshoe because of the missing file and it kind of looking like gumshoe, but it doesn't look like shoe at the end of that. Which makes me wonder what was actually written on that file. Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And this most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party.
If you're going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up.
Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say?
If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning.
You get it?
I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you going to do?
What I always do in court, I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique.
Oh, good God. Coupled with the giant green coat, he does kind of look like, does kind of remind me of Bowser now. Thanks. Oh, well, how do you do it? Can you explain it to me, sir? Well, sure.
Alright, first, I listen to the witness's testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open my organizer with R1 and present the piece of contradictory evidence. To present something, I simply use triangle, but that's old news.
Yeah, but it's not like there's going to be a flaw in the testimony every time, right?
Correct.
Very pretty, dude.
And at those times...
Get gifted.
Thank you, Bill, for triggering one of my favorite looking alerts. I love that gif. Thank you so much for the 20 gift sub, Nuke, man. Much, much appreciated. How are you doing this evening? Oh, good God, your presence reminds me. Something arrived unexpectedly this past Saturday. Let me grab a photograph for the people who have not seen this yet. Roll back in Discord a little bit and find it. I know it's in here. There it is. And I think I still have a button for... Yeah. That big ass Darkmoon Greatsword turned up on my fucking porch on Saturday. That thing is huge. Ha! Enjoy your science mugging emotes, Captain Savo. Yes, the box is about as tall as I am. The sword's not much shorter.
Ooh, wait, the black lunar giant stabber.
That's
Sir
the one.
sword,
Thank you
sir
for the fifth
sword,
spill.
Sir sword.
That is the one. Hey, Rodrigo, what did you miss? A dead man in my office. Also a dead man in Edgeworth's office. You're saying that you're the murder weapon? It's not my murder weapon. I haven't killed anyone with it yet. Bill, I gotta tell you, man, I'm not sure where to put the giant stand and everything that it came on, so for the moment, it's occupying my hall. Like, I'm gonna grab it for a second just so I can... You gotta see to understand how big this thing is.
It's a hall monitor.
It's enormous. Coming to kill chat? Oh god, yes. Well, you know, if I were gonna take you out, that would be my weapon of choice. That's a sword? Yeah, it's... Seriously, like... That thing's huge!
Chat to the sword?
Charathula has been replaced by the sword. Speaking of, Chair takes me no sword. Alright, Nigwam. Thank you for feeding Charathulu. Your sacrifice is appreciated. And Reaper got to it first. Thought I had more weights from the picture you shared. Oh, it's not light. It is not light at all. And the mount for it is even bigger and weighs like 5 times as much. I'm just gonna put this thing back. Yeah, it was an interesting Saturday. So does that mean Bill's a mod now? Do you really want me to put... God, if I gave Bill a mod sword, we'd all be in trouble. I mean, I gave one to Daimyo. You saw what happened there. Wouldn't know what to do with a sword. That's why it's with CLC. Oh, God. Correct, and at those times you need to press the witness with L1. Sometimes by pressing, I can draw out new information and new or modified testimony. Oh, I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out during investigations, too. Up until now, I only interrogated people by just, kind of asking them, did you do the thing? And they'd say no, and I'd be like, well, okay. And then I'd leave it up to Mr., well, you, sir. Very well. I'll even show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. Did you shoot Ningwam again? Alright, Mr. Portsman's logic. Being honest, not a sword though, we stomped it. That is true. That is true. I totally forget sometimes that I did that, but yeah, I replaced the moderator badge with a heavy bowgun. Going way back to like my early Monster Hunter days in the show. Oh, how's it going, Luna? Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Let's let him go through his whole thing once here. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. And that's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it'll be his final words that you'll be brought to justice. How?
You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer.
I can hear Jim's voice and he's calling for his killer's arrest.
Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman?
Portsman? I hardly know him, ma'am.
Thank you for the bits, Bill.
There's no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I'll find the flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence.
Alright, so I'm just going to press on each of them first because I just want to kind of get a feel for how this is all going to work.
Hold it!
there's something I've been meaning to ask.
Yeah, what is it?
Why do you call the victim Jim?
Oh, God, thank God I pressed on this.
When clearly his name is Buddy Faith?
Isn't it obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. Jacques and Jim. Now those two names go together like peanut butter and jelly. But Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name. Well, Jacques and Buddy just sounds off somehow. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys that decided to nickname Jim.
So, Buddy Faith was Robin.
His name is Gif.
He talks about the victim like he was his pet.
Rather, you messed up the files to make it look like you'd committed theft instead.
Hold it! I gotta see what he says for all of these. Too many good jokes not to. Do you really think it was necessary to dishevel my shelves twice to do that?
That's true. Okay, then maybe his real intent was theft. Hey, are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth? It's a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that life is getting a little too rough to handle. Yeah, I'll have you know I eat three square meals every day, pal. Okay, so all three of them happen to be instant noodles, but... Poor thing. What an evil prosecutor you're paired up with. And what a motive, no? So when you move Jim's body, let's see what presses on this.
Jack and Buddy sounds like a terrible mixed drink. Oh, God. Buddy sounds like it'd be some Pabst Blue Ribbon knockoff shit. And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing?
Because the body was getting in his way. It had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway.
Thanks to that. Didn't notice the bloody letters. Hold it! Why do you think the killer didn't notice the bloody letters?
The body was covering quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. But if the dude's dead, then when would he have done it? Judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something.
Well, he's not wrong there.
Yeah, what do you think you are? You don't know nothing about me, pal. There's a lot a person can understand about another from first impressions alone.
I can't say I disagree with him on that point.
Why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. My self-esteem is shattered.
Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence.
My goodness.
Worse. Yeah. Man, for some reason, between Gumshoe and Zap, I keep wanting to slip into Gumshoe.
I couldn't ask for a better setup. With a game-finishing spike.
Will be by his final words. Well, he's a dead man, but I'm going to press on that anyways because I want to hear what they have to say. Are you saying those letters were intended for you?
Yep, Jim was now standing detective. I would expect no less from my former partner.
It looks like Mr. Portsman still doesn't understand. He has yet to figure out the true meaning behind the bloody letters.
What are you sputtering over there? Can't you just admit my logic is perfectly sound?
Actually, there's a gigantic flaw in his logic. A gap so wide even the good detective can spot it. Except he hasn't. Now to clue Mr. Portsman in by presenting him with some evidence. Alright. Much like Phoenix Wright, or when we did Ace Attorney originally, I like to go through each of the things, press, just kind of see what everything is we're working with. Now, what do we have for... Yeah, okay, good. So let's see. We've got the body, we've got the safe. I'm actually not entirely sure what they're going for here. Which is troubling, given this is the very first time in the game they're asking me to do anything. Well, I don't think I'm in the game's headspace yet. And what strikes me as weird is just the question of, like, if he moved the body, then how do you get the letters? Right? Takes a while to get back in it. Yeah, there's a certain... every puzzle game has its own sense of headspace, you know? The way it thinks, the way it operates, which if it can be troubling if you can't quite get into the right frame of mind. Like Danganronpa, we were frequently a couple steps ahead, which actually made some of the trials difficult because
we were trying to prove things the game didn't want us to prove yet. Alright, so let's see. Stole Jim's gun from him, shot him dead. And the only things we have to present are, well, the badge, which we won't present. So we've got the one shot fired through the victim's abdomen. The files are written upon and blood was stolen by the culprit. So that would have had to have been taken after stuff was written on it, given the ordering, because 0H is missing. Remember that happening to me in Danganronpa 1, less so in 2 and V3. V3 was pretty good for it. 1, I definitely had some issues where I was like, I can prove this, but it wasn't what the game wanted me to prove at the time. So we were like hung up on like, but no, it's definitely this. Nothing will ever frustrate me though, quite as much as Danganronpa 1's use of schizo as a hangman's answer. Because not only is that not the term, it was just completely incorrect. Like, that drove us insane. That hangman. Like, we were practically raging in chat trying to figure this out until we finally did schizo and we're like, but that's not it! It's wrong! That's not the thing! And the game's like, yeah, that thing! I'm like, no! It's DID, fucker! I love Danganronpa, but that drove us crazy. There was also, V3 had some math errors in the second one when they were talking about the distance for some stuff. It actually was incorrect. Bone on the meat. Meat on the bone is notorious around here. Yeah. Oh, God.
They really did drive everyone crazy.
Oh, thank you for the bits, Bill. Ugh. Wish they updated it to DID. I know, right? Like, dissociative identity disorder. I get that that's very long for Hangman's Gambit, but schizo's literally wrong. Alright, messed up the files. Make it look like we committed theft instead. Moved the body. Hang on, let's see which way we're at here. Moved the body, sitting in front of the bookshelf. Didn't notice the bloody letters the body was hiding. Okay, that's what I think I want to present against, because there clearly had to be blood on it when this was taken. I think that's what we're going for?
Objection!
I'll assume from the trophy that it is. How do we know the body was moved? We did have relative proof of that, where the blood was pooled based on the handprints and stuff. Though honestly, it was close enough that I'd argue he could have just slumped and fallen over. But there was a fair bit of blood there, which implies that he had bled on that spot before being moved.
Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there is a serious flaw in your logic.
Bringing a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game.
I can't help but find it odd.
Excuse me?
Your hair. I mean, odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office.
What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking. I get it. I get jokes. I have a sense of humor. I'm not a sociopath.
If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. And do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file?
What? That's impossible.
What's impossible, Mr. Portsman?
Nothing. Everything's good. Everything's fine. And the way I figured if the music stops, you got it right. Fair enough. How you doing, Franzel?
The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines.
Objection!
It's possible they could have taken the file before committing the murder.
I think it's pretty obvious the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters in the detective's name where the file should be is proof.
Oh, yeah, I mean, the S is gone, and it's only like half an H. Who is Gumho?
That's you. If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files.
Who's Gumho? Clearly it's not Gumshoe who did the crime here. We gotta find Gumho.
Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood.
Oh, wow, that's a face. The gasp. Oh, which means what exactly? What does that make this dying message?
It makes it the work of criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene.
Ace Attorney faces are a treasure. They really are. Man, I think the last game we played where I just really super enjoyed the excessive animation was Ghost Trick. Oh my god, such expression. Yeah, that's so low. I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir. I'm gonna get him, sir. You'll see. I'm gonna have him arrested in no time.
Well, Mr. Portsman?
Brilliant. Absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of Olympic gold. Like the one on my chest. You see? I'm gold like that. It's very important. I wear it everywhere.
I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed.
You win some and you lose some. That's how life goes. Yeah, I'm glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. But you know, I'm a working stiff. That's the norm. Now, but you know it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however. Yeah, well, what is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office? Oh, that would be me. Well, Mr. Edgeworth just proved that I'm innocent, pal. I feel slightly called out, but holy shit, that popped collar. I have no collar. I cannot compare. I'm sorry. Praise the sun. That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence.
Then why do I sense that you still have something to say?
Stop stripping. Stop stripping. Seriously, what is wrong with you? What was his first name was Jacques. So like jock sportsman. He is a jock. Well, I was thinking, did you know there is one other person with a key to this office?
One other person?
Hey, you there.
Yes, sir. What is it, sir?
Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me?
A lady?
Hey, Scarlet Fox. Didn't bring a fan big enough to oh, God. Big enough fan to flap his coat around, so he's doing it himself. It's just... the constant on-off thing, too. Like, dude, is this like a really distorted striptease? Can you stop? You're concerning me. Gumshoe's pose there. Looks like he's about to break the dude in half. This girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Yeah, security. You say security? No, stop it, pal, don't!
Well, what's wrong with him all of a sudden?
Mike Hire, right? I believe she needs no introduction. Could you introduce her anyways? I have called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security.
Maggie Bird? Maggie Bird. I'm looking for the pun. I mean, magpie-ish, maybe, potentially, but...
At least he does have a shirt. Yes, and it is somehow super... I mean, he needs one to have the collar, right? Can you imagine a dude who wanted to do the pop collar thing, but also wanted to do the bare chest thing, and he basically just has a collar... Actually, don't. He is the kind of douche who would do that. Oh, Lord. Girl. That shirt. That thing. That terrible, terrible thing. All right, so Miss Bird is going to need a voice. What was our voice command? Can't remember. Yep, definitely not that. There we go. Alright, let's get her added to the list. What voice for ye, girl? Attach a collar to his gold medal. Right? I mean, it already hangs around him, so all it needs is the collar. Valley Dawn? I do not think Valley Dawn. No, this girl looks subdued. Subdued and vaguely suspicious. I'm inclined to say Himiko, but I can't recall if we gave anyone Himiko in the original. What do we got here? Oh, good luck. We had the stoner. Forgot about that. Let's see. We do not appear to have a Himiko in the original list, so we don't have to worry about any Mishima. Oh, wow. I mean, she did stutter. Whoa. That's good. Old Bag has already been mentioned, Phonic, and she was that voice in the first Ace Attorney, so I'm gonna hold that one just in case. Okay, all right, we're gonna Mishima her. I think that'll work. Add that one to our list.
Oh, okay. All right, there we go then. Detective Gumshoe, sir.
Oh, Maggie. All right. Yeah, it's fancy meeting you here. Ms. Bird is a security guard on watch. Now she's a security guard.
I see. And your point is?
My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in the building. What? Wait, what? What's that? If you were not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird.
How dare you? I would never sneak into someone's room.
Yeah, that's right. I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was me. Yeah, that's right. I did it. Yeah. Can we take that as a confession, Detective? Huh. Well, I mean, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So, yeah, it was me. If it was, you'd have no problems with that, right?
Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics.
Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason.
I mean, crimes also require motivation?
Stop doing that, guy.
A reason for suspicion.
It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door. And that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect.
I wonder if this is where the safe's going to come in, because I feel like the safe is what we're going to use to trap him, because obviously the safe was tampered with, and only prosecutors are meant to know about them, which would be good for potentially her off the hook, and also good for hooking him. Portsman is so annoying.
Just the constant shirt on and off thing.
We get it, you wear a lab coat, we get it.
Sorry. I'm happy to finally get to wear it again. I couldn't wear it at all when we had the holocam going. Didn't work with the camera. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. Also praise the sun.
So you're saying she used the master key?
Master key data jotted down the organizer. This can open every office door. Its use is controlled by security staff. Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say?
And that's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well.
That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me.
I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. It seems the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give you more details is to press him.
Well, then let's stick him in a vice.
Press everything.
So, pretty obvious she's stuck in the room using the master key. Let's press all the things. I'm forced to meet the gold medal. I can only imagine that his, like, meltdown face involves him, like, chewing on it, you know?
Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key?
There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight, she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird?
That's true, but I wasn't able to use master key at the time of the crime, sir.
Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean?
She kind of looks like a Pokemon trainer. Just has that vibe. Yes, moving on. I need to get sidetracked by something unrelated. That might prove your innocence. Yeah, what do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal. But you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time and losing.
Should I hear Miss Bird out? Yes, please do tell us. Not so fast. I, too, am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say.
Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies.
I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please.
I admit I wasn't expecting, I guess because of Ace Attorney's structure and everything, I wasn't expecting the courtroom stuff to be happening outside of a courtroom, you know? Let alone late at night in my office around a body I just found. It certainly doesn't waste time getting to that. So, is everyone else still as horrified by the baby face as I am? Yes, a body. There's a dead cop in my office, Mama Cat.
I discovered the master key was missing at around 1 a.m., sir.
What do you mean by missing?
It's a simple word. It means not there. As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it.
Mr. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you?
I can't believe someone like you would be taken in by such words.
I'm not lying, sir.
Objection!
If that's the case, then I'd like to know.
Oh, wrong voice. I'm doing it again. Damn it. Oh, man. I'm out of practice. I apologize. We'll get back. God, by the end of this game, we'll definitely have it back. Babyface to some stubble. You saw how fast it grows for HoboCast. I can't stop it that much. I'm trying. If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now.
I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir.
A likely story. And where's your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forget where you put it and then found it again.
I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it.
Usually? Does things disappear a lot around you? Yeah, pal, trust me, you don't want to test just how bad our luck is.
Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive.
Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah, but yeah, you still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office.
Oh my god, what's this gumshoe? Motive? You're looking for motive? Are you actually having a cop moment?
A motive? Didn't we already establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe.
Tried the safe. Thank you for mentioning the safe, dude. I appreciate that. It is as Mr. Portsman says, Detective. I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own.
Fair intent. In the midst of shelves to the wipe down safe, I'd say thievery, and that's what I want to go after. Because, in theory, she shouldn't even know about this.
Objection!
Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something?
Why not? It's the truth after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway.
That may be, but you must be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe, the existence of which is only privy to prosecutors.
I don't know why, but for some reason he reminds me of a chihuahua when he makes that face.
I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was part of her cunning plan.
But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down.
I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted.
Ah, what did I say? That dude is gonna chew on that gold medal. Yeah, even I didn't know about the safe, pal. And I know, everything about, our guy here. Everything. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. And are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor?
Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable.
Man, I wonder if he's gonna bite the thing in half by the end. Most chihuahuas do have the sort of bulging eyes and open mouth like they're about to scream. Yeah, that. Wow, putting it like that really throws a spin on the old Taco Bell commercials, doesn't it? Good lord. Also, while I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna throw the YouTube link out because I am also streaming this over there. And big thanks to everyone who's currently kind of dual lurking over there. It's a big help. We're gonna get the YouTube channel brought back up to partnership. We lost that a while back because I didn't post anything for like 3 years. But hey, I'm bringing it back now. Hey, Razor.
What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now?
How long until it was you, Edgeworth? Curses, why? What made you... Hey, what's with the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault.
What do you mean?
It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes.
What did you just say?
We're partners. Like inseparable conjoined twins as opposed to the separable conjoined twins. That's why I told him. I filled him in on the secret safes. Then that means, yeah, I know. I'd only just told him too. Obviously it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it. But the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Wow, dude, how fast he turned on him.
Now he's claiming that the victim was the thief. Oh yeah, I tried to steal your shit, and I think I threw your files out the window, and then I tripped and fell on my gun and shot myself. It was really bad. Terrifying. Horrible stuff.
You still have the DS version? Nice. And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you?
Oh, okay, so now I killed him.
Oh no, back to her again. Miss Maggie Bird. Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job.
Is there any in the room he hasn't accused yet? Technically, he hasn't accused me, the forensics guy, the other cop, or my chess set. I'm not convinced he won't go through that whole list by the end of this.
But killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. Yeah, what the? You still accusing Maggie of the murder? Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it?
No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. I'm actually very, very bad at my job.
Yeah, plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have a key to his office. Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say?
I mean, I'll give the dude this much. He would have made a good boxer because he's really rolling with all the punches.
It was Jim who stole the master key.
What?
Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us unless you retreated from Jim after you killed him.
Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief?
It was Zero in the lab with the butter knife? Well, that was just too easy, wasn't it, Cafe Claire?
The
chest that's gonna get it. It was the king! Which, of prosecutors, or no, the one on the chest set.
I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense.
Has he no honor?
No, he doesn't.
Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out of
My office?
You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office. But I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You are all suspects to varying degrees and therefore ineligible to run the show.
Well, that's fair. I did.
Well, actually, no, his partner's dead. He would have to be recused as well. No one here is actually,
As far as the prosecutors go, no one here should actually be involved with this case. This is a bad legal precedent.
Now listen, pal. How many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit.
Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself.
But sir.
We have no choice but to accommodate his request. For now.
Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourselves from my crime scene, I would be most grateful.
Mark my words, Mr. Bortzman. We will meet again.
Next time, Portsman. Next time.
If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now, don't disappoint me, you hear?
Jesus Christ, this guy. Yes, please, save my progress. What an asshole. But this game's kind of awesome. March 14th, 4:18 a.m. I'm really tired. Prosecutor's building, 12th floor hallway. No, but seriously, it's 4:18 in the morning. I just got back from a trip. I'm really tired. No game in the series has what we call a good judicial rigor. No, it does not.
Yeah, what's with the prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It's unbelievable.
Please maintain your professionalism, detective.
I'm gonna find some real solid evidence and beat him with. Proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir.
It's solid enough we can beat him with it.
But we've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir. True. So then what now? Looks like my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch.
Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway.
Edgeworth sleep in his office? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, like, why after coming home from a trip abroad, why did I come to my office at 2 in the morning in the first place?
Really, sir?
For example, this hallway. The linchpin of this argument against Miss Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information.
Maybe he really likes his work. Who the... I know the answer's me, so never mind.
Regarding the mystery surrounding my door.
Prosecutor's building, 12th floor hallway, investigating. There's the ball.
What is the basketball doing here?
Oh, it's Mr. Portsman's prized possession, sir. I heard he also plays soccer, dodgeball, even tennis.
That's what you're going for? Fuck you too.
And not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in a hallway. I don't know, dodgeball in the hallway is kind of awesome, actually. Tighter walls, narrow shots, bounce things off the walls, good stuff. What is a basketball hoop doing here?
I think this used to be just a sign next to the building a long time ago.
So when and why was it moved indoors?
Yeah, I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently.
Yes, Nigwam. We were playing as Miles Edgeworth. That was the antagonist for the first case, and also a major player in one of the later cases. A very good case in that game.
Oh, it's pain.
Drag it?
I thought it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it in himself.
All the way up to the 12th floor.
Hey, King Kiri, how's it going? Missed a facial hair one? Well, the answer was no facial hair. The Strange almost won, so we honored it for a few days last week, and now I'm stuck with none. And I hate it.
Okay, so that's definitely a pain. And what voice did we give him? No, that's Ghost Trick. Oh shit, where's my list? Ooh, oh my god, that's right. I haven't done this voice in ages. It looks like you're in quite the pinch, Mr. Edgeworth.
To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. We must find, apprehend, and punish the killer accordingly post-haste.
It sounds like a messy case you've got in your hands. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door is always open.
How gracious. Ooh, what a nice bow. I will keep your offer in mind. Who is this guy again?
Oh, you poor dude. Sorry, Payne.
Is everything all right?
Yes, sir. If you must know, I weighed myself this morning and I am finally at 154 pounds.
Congratulations, but I was asking about this hallway and this room.
Oh, everything's okay, sir.
A word of advice, stay focused, or you may start to lose even more weight. I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case.
Yeah, Winston Payne, ouchie Payne, gasping Payne. I love the pains. Also, the shining forehead stuff for the one in Spirit of Justice was so good.
I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream. A dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth.
I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her with the button. Let us present.
Actually, before we do that, I want to talk to her about the other stuff.
Have you ever met the victim before?
Well, I've seen him a couple times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir.
It sounds like fun. Just once, I'd love to have played with him. Well, I mean, technically we still can. He's gonna be kind of a stiff though, and Portsman's kind of an asshole. Why do I want to play with him again, anyways? Hey, Lindis, how's it going? Actually, they have an option for the original stuff as well. We set it to the new graphics. They also have the original soundtrack and arranged. Some nice options.
It sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Faith ever did was pass him the ball, sir.
On second thought, I don't think I'd fit in all that well with him.
Miss Maggie Bird, correct? I take it you were an acquaintance of the detective?
Yeah, she was under my supervision back when she was still in the force, sir. One day she got caught up in a murder and things started going downhill, so she quit.
But I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought until a few hours ago. Right before I was about to clock out for the night.
You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct?
Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures.
Oh yeah, Mishiba was definitely the voice for her, good lord.
Since I was 6 months old when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building.
Good God, woman, what are you made of? Indestructible.
I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, and experienced almost every kind of disaster, and now I even managed to be named a criminal just when I've become a security guard.
That's a lot to go through in one lifetime.
No, but seriously, what are you made of, woman? What? Wow. Man, I want her for the party tank.
I know, and just when I thought I finally found my happiness, I wound up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck.
You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird. Nor do you need to worry about yourself. I'll solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is for your cooperation.
Yeah. May you live in interesting times. May you live an interesting life.
Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth. You can count on me. I'll do all I can to help.
Alright, girl, let's talk about that master key.
So when did you discover that the master key was missing?
But by the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 a.m., sir. And I noticed it was back at around 2:30 a.m. I was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. I'm sure that between those 2 times it was not just gone, but stolen, sir.
All right, key went missing from approximately 1 a.m. to 2:30. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place? If she was hit by Truck-kun, then why isn't she isekai'd? Because you have to be hit by Truck-kun and die to be isekai'd, and clearly, she's unkillable.
It's not like that, sir. Actually, Truck-kun probably hit her and wound up in another world. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window.
Always, you say. Except for this time, correct?
Well, I admit that was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it up because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I'd used it that I left it sitting on the ledge.
She used the master key? And where did you go, girl? Where did you go? Nope, Rodrigo, I haven't. Basically, everyone said that the second is pretty much irrelevant anyways, and I don't know when I'm going to get around to them, so I'd rather do this. What did you mean by you used the master key?
Oh, I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who had forgotten his key. I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right?
Dewey, I see you. The chair's got you. Don't worry. Thank you for feeding Chair Thulu and keeping us seated for just a little bit longer. First game was alright. It was, and I always meant to go back to play the other ones on stream. Just a matter of finding the time, and it's apparently now been like 3 or 4 years since we did that. No, it can't possibly have been that long, right? What is it?
That's right, I just remembered. The prosecutor who forgot his key. It was Mr. Portsman, sir.
What? Please tell me more, Miss Bird. Quickly. Has it been? I don't think it's been 4 years. It can't have been 4 years. With that kind of defense, she must have been Maple, right? Forgetful Mr. Portsman.
It was around 12 a.m. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office keys, so he came down to security, sir.
And that's when you loaned the master key to him?
No way. It's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone. I welcomed Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir.
I see. Oh, that clip was 2 years ago? Oh, thank God it wasn't 4 years ago. Man, alright, cool. Not as long ago as I thought. I was getting worried there. Time kind of flies sometimes, and sometimes I don't realize just how much has gone by.
Huh, and then, what happened after that? Well, he called for me to come close up his office as he was leaving to go home. That was around 1:30 a.m., I think.
So in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight. Aha, there we go. Unlock and lock Portsman's office, 12 a.m. and 1:30 a.m.
Yeah, talk about suspicious.
Almost exactly 2 years ago, 20th of September. Damn! Yeah, well, I mean, in only a few days, it'll be my 20th anniversary as a game designer, too, so lots of stuff lining up nicely. I doubt you can say you've never left your keys at home, Detective. I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door. I'm gonna assume... I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Wasn't paying attention to which door was his. Room 1203. I take it this is Mr. Portsman's office? I kind of figured it had to be with the hoop outside, right?
Yeah, you can't mistake it because of the basketball hoop, sir. Oh, that reminds me. Mr. Portsman had actually wanted room 1202 really badly. But since you were already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, we put it next door, sir.
Huh. Well, the safe was already pre-installed, right? So why was Mr. Portsman so particular about getting room 1202?
I'm not sure, but I bet it's because it's something like his birthday is December 2nd.
Oh, yeah, that's gotta be it. I cannot think of any other reason why. I can think of at least 3.
I'm even wasting time thinking about this. The door is locked tight.
I bet the old credit card trick wouldn't work here, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
This is the office of a high prosecutor detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get through them.
So, I guess only a great cat burglar could get in. That must be who our culprit is.
Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from?
Ow.
A minimalist yet classy door made of top quality wood.
Yeah, it's kind of majestic too. Fits in really well with the ambiance of the prosecutor's offices.
Amazing knows the word ambiance.
Even Mr. Portsman seems dignified just because he works behind one of these.
Nonsense. A man doesn't become more or less dignified because of where he works.
I don't know, man. His desk was pretty impressive, though, so I think Edgeworth gets it.
Well, he still seems more dignified than Mr. Payne.
Mr. Payne? I suppose custodial work can also be dignified.
Oh, poor Payne.
It's Mr. Portsman's personal basketball hoop.
I can't believe you put something like this in the hallway of a prosecutor's office.
But you know, it's actually pretty useful, sir. I haven't gotten lost trying to get to your office since it's been there.
How long have I had the same office, and yet you still managed to get lost?
There's a fair point, though. It is now officially a POI, point of interest. Good for wayfinding. No, Edgeworth does not hold back, really, at all. Is there anything else I have not looked at here? I feel like I've looked at it all, then. Wait, no, there was something on the back.
It's Mr. Portsman's personal basketball hoop.
I can't believe we're listening. No, thanks.
Okay, so it just gave me the same thing again. Okay. Oh, no, I think it was checked off. It was just buried under the... Yeah, okay, checked off. It's just under there. Are you the custodian? Sorry, Gaspar. Mr. Payne. Okay, we talked to her about that stuff. Let's double check. Anything of interest, dude?
Detective Gumshoe, you look rather intrigued by something. Care to share?
Mr. Payne is progressive. He's pro-Payne. That just means he's on fire.
It's nothing, but I noticed that Mr. Portsman calls his partner Jim. And the detective in the Sunday night drama All My Cops is named Jim, too. Ben Willem is a big fan of the show.
You seem to know a little something about it yourself. I take it you watch it, too?
Yeah, of course. I find the friendship between prosecutor and detective is great, sir. But it's nothing compared to the super strong friendship we have. I don't want to eat noodles anymore. Please pay me.
Friendship, detective? I think you're mistaking it with pity.
How can you say that, sir? After all we've been through, too. Seriously, you're gonna make me cry here, man.
No, what? Ow! If you're listening to Gumshoe talk in the hallway about where he thinks Jim came from, I got a trophy for fucking shredding this poor boy. Oh my god. I'm so sorry, Gumshoe. But it was worth it for the trophy.
About Miss Bird.
No way she's the killer. Please don't tell me you buy into the accusation, sir.
Rest assured, I think she's innocent. However, I need to ask her a few things regarding her security guard position.
Yeah, well, if you're only asking, it's okay. Just stand next to her and, press X. You can talk about whatever topic you pick. When you want to ask present with evidence, just present with the triangle. It's all good. You know this thing. I recommend showing different people different things. You'd be surprised at what they say.
Thank you for the explanation, though I don't recall asking for one.
Just so you know, sir, you can show me evidence in the same way, too.
I do believe it's time to get down to business and ask some questions of Miss Bird.
Ignore it again.
That's okay. I'll show you my badge. Will that make you feel better? I'm just gonna make you feel better like that.
A master key to every office in the building. Anything else on it? No, nothing. Just in case. Doesn't seem to be anything.
I'm pretty sure we've already examined everything on that, the gun itself. Love how brutal Edgy is. Yeah, it's like looking in a mirror. Except he's better dressed. That's okay. I've got the lab coat. Definitely have everything? Okay. I think that implies I got everything I need. Let's present her with some stuff. Let's have a little chat, girl. So when you discovered the master key was missing, we covered that around 1 a.m. back at 2:30. And it was stolen. Yeah. Okay, we got that. Oh, you know all that. That poor girl. What a life. Petition for Sealsy to wear a napkin or something around his neck. Low-cost Edgeworth cosplay. Look, I've already got this on. We'd be better off if we just find something with a big collar. I could more easily do low-cost Portsman cosplay. If she has anything to say about that.
I'm just a little security guard, so I'm not sure what I should do with that other than to guard it.
It's like talking to another gumshoe. Can they let me back in? Oh, well, apparently I can examine my own door, so I will examine my own door. Minimalist, classy, top quality, sturdily made, making it near impossible to break by force. It's almost majestic, sir. I wish I could be as stately as this door. I mean, you're about the size of it. Only Gumshoe would praise a door as something greater than himself. Being detective has its own rewards and a certain virtuous value, I think. If you live to your full potential, that's a poignant trait that anyone can admire. I see, so you're saying, sir, that me being me is the best thing I can do for everybody. Right. A long pause wasn't exactly reassuring, sir. "1202. These 4 numbers on a number plate alone proclaim this to be my office." Now, what say ya? These number plates slide right out, sir. Really? They have to be able to take the plate off when a room becomes vacant, you know. Although, the idea that it can be so easily removed is kind of interesting. Does it mean you could potentially swap the nameplates and confuse someone? Nagi, did you let him into my room? Did you let him into the wrong room, girl? I don't see any signs of forced entry. And according to the guide, no signs that the lock was picked either, so. Being that the door really was opened with a key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob? Apparently the doorknob's clean as a whistle, wiped, they think. Whoever this thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. That's probably the only things we can check here. Time to consider some things. Is that all I've got to work with right now? Unlock between 12 and 1:30. Went missing from 1 a.m. till 12:30. So how... I mean, those times don't work. Can I stick those together? It seems like more of a contradiction than anything. Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story.
What? No way, pal. I mean, sir.
You said that you locked up Mr. Portsman's office around 1:30 a.m., correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time.
Wow, nothing gets about you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw the contradiction like a pro. I totally forgot all about that, but thanks to you, I remember it now. You're right. It was around the very time that I realized the master key was missing.
And?
Well, I'm a security guard, sir, so you know, I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir.
You pretended.
Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking up, sir.
So, in actuality, you never did relock the door then?
Well, I thought maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly.
Mr. Bird unlocked the door. The master key was stolen, so she could not lock it up. Can I just go in here then? Door is locked tight, though. The door is locked tight. So I thought. So, I'm wondering what the odds are that he swapped the nameplates and she unlocked the wrong one and then mine was still left open. How does she still have a job? Look! Terrible things happen! She gets kind of big excited eyes sometimes. Apparently in relation to me. I think she likes Edgeworth a lot. He's a legend. I'm curious if this will trigger anything at all.
I've had to open Mr. Portsman's office up for him a number of times before. I've also had the chance to see the inside of his office on a number of occasions, too. He's got shelves upon shelves of sports memorabilia, trophies, and awards in it. To the point where it's almost beyond gaudy, sir. But maybe I just feel that way because I'm jealous since I don't even have a single one.
I don't say that, Maggie. I'll make a special God of the Month award just for you.
Thanks for trying, but I've already got a mountain of consolation prizes, sir. They're proof of just how unbelievably unlucky my life has been. Plus, getting an award from you just isn't the same as getting a real award, sir.
This poor dude tries so hard. Everyone is so mean to him. Yeah, so they said it was way too heavy to drag. Well, that it was dragged, but I mean, I wonder. I think I can check any of this stuff. Oh, well. Nope. I will rest and love inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny of the hello. Are you my file folder? Oh ho.
Isn't that the missing Zero Series file, sir?
No doubt about it. Bloody letters mark it clear as day. There seem to be a few pages missing.
Ooh, the whole thing's laminated. We take our shit seriously, apparently.
Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind.
So, what are the Zero files about? Yeah, I guess they got something worth stealing in them, huh?
Not particularly. It's just a collection of court case files. However, the cases within these files are not mine.
Yeah, what?
They belong to the High Prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were.
Yeah, that means the thief must have also wanted the file for a specific reason, right?
It would seem so. Only the pages relate to that case from 10 years ago are missing.
I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case.
And we're just gonna clear. A well-crafted, high-quality sofa for visitors. The stitching is excellent.
Hey, talk about a luxury waiting area. These babies are also great for napping, you know?
You would sleep even out here, detective? In a hallway.
Yeah, whenever I do, I always wind up dreaming about giving testimony up on the stand. It always ends the same way. Me getting trounced by a lawyer. Isn't that awful?
Maybe I should give it a try sometime, to envision myself winning, naturally. I bet the thief's not under here.
I guess there's enough space for anyone to hide under here anyway. Though even if someone could contort themselves to fit, I'd be really impressed.
Sounds to me like somebody has already tried at least once before.
Yeah. Or gumshoe. Alright, so what are we sitting on now? Oh no, all we've got is the files and the handgun. And now we've got this at least. And all we know is that we're missing stuff from 10 years ago. You know what? I haven't saved in a while. I'm gonna do that. Was it Von Karma's office before? That guy was fun. Pretty sure they won't let me back in yet, so there must still be something for me to tinker with out here that I haven't done or something I haven't put together. Now, if I want to... I don't remember seeing that one there before. Tell me about your ace investigating, buddy. I was wondering about the investigation. No, I'm waiting for this. Let's see. Let a real seasoned pro teach you how it's done. A real seasoned pro of instant noodle cuisine, perhaps. You know, you can always check out the really important spots in more detail, right? Yes. And the area's too big. You can always use the right stick to take a look around. Oh, but don't worry, sir. Our command will only show up when you need it. I knew that as well. And when you think there's a contradiction or something unusual, try deduction. Yeah, first you line up your cursor with the suspicious-looking area and press triangle and choose your poison, evidence, and yeah, when you settle on piece, you gotta present it with the triangle again. I'm pretty sure I already knew that as well, Detective. Well, if you remember all that, then welcome to the world of pros. I dub you Ace Investigator. Class dismissed.
And all I wanted was an update about the investigation.
I mean, at least his heart's in the right place. Okay, so he just wants to arrest it. Don't arrest. Don't arrest my books, buddy. You got any thoughts on the dead guy? Nope, don't arrest the dead body either. Good lord, guy. You're a strange man. Curious if there's a reason to stick these two together. We haven't had a reason that I can think of. Well, might as well see what happens when I do it wrong. Doink. Not exactly a shining example of the perfect line of logic. Had a feeling. Now, do I have more I can do with you? She just wants to guard it. Pretty sure. Alright, she said she's had to open it a bunch of times, been inside. And then go, she gets destroyed. Poor guy. Does she know this guy at all? No, she doesn't have anything to do with the dead body. And I think she had the same reaction to that too. Have a good one, Dewey. Take care. Need more coffee. Alright, so what are we missing that we haven't interacted with or tried to do? Saying they won't. Yeah, it's just investigating. And verified. Yeah, no forced entry. And the other one is locked. Let's see if there's something I haven't interacted with. But there's not exactly a ton of shit in this hallway. And then it's just the basketball. I don't think okay, so what am I missing? Talk to her all the stuff I can just talk to her about. I think I've basically presented her with everything. Here, have a gun. Have a gun! Did you know anything about that? Nope. Okay, she doesn't know anything about the safes either. Have my badge.
That's a prosecutor's badge, isn't it? It proves that you're really a prosecutor.
Interesting. Despite all appearances, she seems to know more than Gumshoe.
With that badge, even I could be a professional prosecutor. Sir, may I please try that on just for a little bit?
I don't think that'd be a very good idea, do you?
I guess not.
On second thought, they're actually on the same level.
Gant? Oh yeah, Gant was who we were up against in the very last case of the first game. I think Did we? Oh my god, did we give him the voice I think we gave him?
Oh yeah, we did. He's the guy we voiced with that voice. It worked out a little bit alarmingly well for him. It's a little bit creepy.
He's a big dude, pretty cool looking. Can you look at the door numbers closer? Yes, and I already have. Oh, actually, I have deduce as an option on this one. Oh, that wasn't there before. I just totally missed that it was there now. Okay. So, that says it's locked, which means we should be able to make that the contradiction with, unlock the door, couldn't lock it out. Okay, that's right. Alright, there we go. I just totally missed the deduce option was up there. There's a contradiction here between reality and the evidence. If what Miss Bird has said is true, then why is this door locked tight?
Yeah, oh, you know, you're right.
Miss Bird, are you sure you didn't relock this door?
I'm certain of it, sir. I definitely was derelict in my duties. I don't think Mr. Portsman noticed himself that I hadn't.
Well, which means, what, sir?
It either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one.
Yeah, she opened a different door, but how can you prove that?
There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is... we need to examine these. The number plate. The prints on the number plate, they will tell us all we need to know. If there are prints on them.
Everything really? Like what, sir?
Oh, guess not. Well, I guess you don't have prints there, but... Oh, God, I love that look on his face. Oh, man, Ace Attorney faces are the best. Well, we'll know for sure that Detective Gumshoe's dinner will only consist of instant noodles.
Oh, wow. That was amazing, sir. How did you know?
Was that supposed to be a joke to cheer me up, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, that's it. Now then, we should get back to doing what we need to do, and that is... I mean... any of these things, I mean, the prints, the doorknob has been wiped down, so we know there's no prints there. Well, there's no prints on ours. Ours was wiped down. This one hadn't been? No, this one's wiped. No, ours is wiped down. I can get struck by lightning. Man, they're... Ace Attorney games and Ghost Trick both just have such incredible expression. Mine was clean? Okay, well, if we assume that this one has not been wiped clean, then the assumption would be that her prints would be on them because she did the locking, but I'm guessing we're not going to find her prints because it wasn't actually this one at all that she unlocked. The prints on the doorknob will tell us everything.
Hey, you, pal. Do us a favor and see what you can lift from this, okay? So, what'd you find out?
That's really fast. There's no need for such belligerent nostril-flaring, Detective. Sir, I found only Mr. Portsman's and Mr. Faith's prints on this doorknob. So only 2 people's prints were found on this, huh? That's pretty decisive.
Yeah, I'm lost, sir.
Thinking logically, a certain other person's prints should be on this knob as well. Whose prints should be on the knob?
Sorry.
Miss Bird, who locked it? Take that! Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent?
Oh, you mean,
Yes, the door that Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. There we go. Miss Bird says she unlocked this door, but her prints were not found on the doorknob. What have we here? I won't rest until I've stolen that mail. What's this?
Oh, looks like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir. Well, let's see. Oh, there's something written on it.
Looks like a note from the victim. I brought the 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone, but it looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up to you later, buddy.
Yeah, and it's for Mr. Portsman.
Note left by the victim, found on the door for an absent Portsman. And while I'm here, I'll also look at this. Is this basketball property of Mr. Portsman?
Yes.
Yes, sir. He's always ready for a match. Yeah, basketball, soccer, dodgeball, tennis, doesn't matter what sport it is, he's game. Although I think it'd be a little odd to play tennis with this ball. Yeah.
That isn't the point you should be focusing on, Detective.
You're right, sir. Now I know what I should be focusing on. Bad Mr. Portsman. Someone should teach him to clean his toys up after he's done playing.
I think we've reached the end of this conversation. You dodge a wrench, you dodge a ball. What?
And that has been moved.
And what's this?
Yeah, what are you looking at, sir? Oh, hey, yeah, how about a game?
That's okay, Detective. I just found the position of this hoop to be a little off.
Oh, I know, Raven Pyro. I remember it just... Huh? What? Done. Wrench to the face.
Oh, you're right, sir. Well, I guess it shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk.
The positioning of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I better take note of this.
Sitting in front of the Portsman's office, there are signs that it has been moved.
Poking around in this hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely.
How so, sir?
In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat. With the real culprit of this case.
You know who the killer is? Wow, Mr. Edgeworth.
As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. Portsman.
What? Mr. Portsman? Yeah, I knew it. It's exactly what my logic senses were telling me too. Yeah, I definitely have logic senses, and they tingle and tell me things. I suspect it was him from the instant he accused Maggie of being the killer, sir.
That is anything but logical. Lady and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Come what may, it's time to knock on truth's door.
Avon calling.
Yeah. Me too, Raving Pyro. There was so many no's. Well, let's have a chat with the guy. March 14th, 5:12 a.m. Oh my god, I'm tired just reading that. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Mr. Portsman, I finished processing the bloody letters, sir.
Alright, let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. Okay, looking good. You there, take good care of this.
Nice try, bad interception.
Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe. Yeah, out of the line for you, Portsman. What got you now? Call off your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of joke?
It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jacques Sportsman, that you are the guilty party in this case.
And a property damage he caused this stack. Oh my god, yes. No, Nathan Drake's like, I'm gonna go to these ruins. I love ruins. Oh, I blew like half the ruins up. Oh no, wait, no, there go the other half. Yes, this first case is completely out of court.
You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too. So I guess you can stay. You promise to stay out of our way.
You intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job? I can see right through the unsightly paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl.
Who'd ever thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor is Manfred von Karma, right?
Oh god, yes.
The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years. But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. Really teaches me that I gotta stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know?
Are you done trying to play mind games with me? Because they won't work. The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for now is explaining yourself. Although that too will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up.
Well, aren't we full of ourselves, even though you've yet to prove anything?
Mr. Portsman's rebuttal.
I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how may I ask, do you propose I unlocked the door and got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I've got work to do, so we're done here.
Thought the end of investigation when we go to court. Yeah, structurally it feels very different, right? Like, actually, I would say pacing-wise, it's been kind of relentless so far.
Sorry, but we're not finished yet.
Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusations on something?
I'll show what I'm basing my accusation on, with evidence.
Alright, Mr. Portsmouth's rebuttal. Well, I mean, usually my rule is press everything, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyways. Besides, they hide enough jokes and I kind of want to see them.
My accusation's a harebrained idea, is it?
You tell me. I'd say it is, after all. There's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit.
Oh, and what, pray tell, kind of evidence are we talking about here?
Jim was my partner, so you can't say I had a motive for killing him.
And that's it? That's not even an anthill, let alone a mountain.
But it's more than enough, wouldn't you agree?
Might I recommend that you review what the word evidence means?
It doesn't change the fact that the evidence doesn't point to me as the killer. Besides, how may I ask you to prove it was I unlocked the door and got in here? And this is the one we're really going after. But I want to see what our press is first.
Unfortunately, I believe I've already shown how earlier.
Your speculations mean nothing, as I still insist that I could not gain access to your room.
What should I do now?
Nope. Well, I clicked through very fast and decided to raise an objection.
You claim to have had no way to open my door. However, is that really the honest truth?
Alright, I'll humor you. Go ahead, shoot. Oh, we still have the gun, so we could shoot him.
Very well then, I propose you use this to open my door.
Well, I mean, I guess literally use this, you use the master key.
Take that!
I believe you were able to open my office door, with the master key no less.
Oh, so the music of these games, it's good.
Objection!
Wait. Hold on for a second. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know.
Precisely. You were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. That's right. Use your finger to direct this person to open my door with the key.
Mr. Buddy Fate! No, obviously not.
Take that!
You would ask Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes?
Yes, I kind of forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know?
But the room you had Miss Bird open at the time was not your own, was it?
What?
Whoever the music director for these games, Ghost Trick, is deserves more credit. It's really good stuff. Man, Ghost Trick honestly left a huge impression on me. The sense of style in that game was just magnificent. Wish Capcom put their OSTs on streaming services. Oh man. It's funny, like music is not what they were known for, but music is absolutely one of their strong suits. Like how the head sports band actually stops the sweat from dripping over his face. It's doing its job. You've quite the imagination. But why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we?
I'm certain it was Mr. Portsman's door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir.
See, Miss Bird backs up my story.
Yet, what if you had misled her to fool her into thinking what you wanted?
And how do you suppose I did that?
By switching the number plates on her doors, for example.
That's right, they do slide out pretty easy.
Furthermore, you then used one other thing to give a very strong impression. That the door she was opening was yours and not, in fact, mine.
And that would be the hoop.
What was it that Mr. Portsman used to make Miss Bird think that it was his room?
Do I have a... Oh, there we go. I have another page. Signs that the basketball hoop has been
Take
moved.
that!
What? The basketball hoop, sir?
It's quite the peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building. Which is why I left an
Unusually strong? Unusually... That would mean unusually strong.
Why I left an unusually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor.
And then Chihuahua's back.
That's very true, sir. Because there was a basketball hoop sitting there, I thought that the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portsman's.
There are signs the hoop has been moved. To sit in front of my office, to be sure.
I see. So, that's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack. Conjectures are about now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire evening. Well, if he was, he would have picked up the note. You don't have a single reason to suspect me.
Love the look of the organizer. It's nice. All their UI and stuff is just very, very clean, very to the point. I like it. So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he?
I'm as pure and innocent as my jacket, which is probably filthy. You can tell I never take it off. And Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears.
My jacket's not dirty, I'll have you know. I just washed it yesterday.
Please calm down, for I intend to show who is the one truly covered in slime here.
Alright, our rebuttal. Spouting nonsense, girl at my office door, my room the entire time. That's what I want to go after, because if he'd been in the room, then he would have found the note.
Objection!
That was a lie.
What are you talking about? How is that a lie?
This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman.
A note?
It was left under your door, or did you not notice? And right here it says, "But you're out." You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you and what were you doing? Shall I explain in full detail for you? You were busy snooping around in my room, the very room you had Miss Bird open for you.
Objection!
That's just nonsense. You have no evidence that I made the girl open your door for me?
Oh, but I do. I have very decisive evidence.
No way, that's not possible. I'm fairly certain of it.
This is proof positive that you had Miss Bird open the door for you. We're going to talk about the... Yep. I think we're on the fingerprints bit then.
Take that!
I had your door dusted for prints.
My door? What for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time.
You're right. I didn't find anything, and definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints.
Your prints? What did they have to do with anything?
Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened your door, then her print should naturally be on the doorknob she touched.
Oh, this guy just... I almost want him as an emote, except he's a total ass, so not so much.
Further, all the prints on my office door's knob have been wiped clean off. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. Don't you think it's time you gave up your charade? We know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me. And Detective Faith found you out. Possibly because he heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. And I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said when you had the gun to my back, no one gets away with committing murder in my office.
Oh boy. Time to lose it. Oh boy. And just what's so funny, pal? Well, that look of stiff seriousness on the face of this office's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me, is simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world.
What?
Mr. Ashworth just explained it all and even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already.
We don't have the murder weapon.
I'm wondering if we don't have the murder weapon. I'm wondering if the gun that's here is the one that was fired at the frame and not actually the one that was fired into the guy.
And as I said earlier, it's also circumstantial, so full of conjecture.
Like, that implies he can let people get away with it, not his office, right? You know, I know this defendant. You could go commit murder over there.
You say you checked my doorknob for prints? Well, I can readily confess that I had wiped that knob down well. What? I'm a little obsessive compulsive, you see? I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched, which is why I wiped the knob down as soon as I could after you opened the door. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own prints would be on there. You made that up just now, didn't you? Furthermore, as for the note Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left there before he arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example.
Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway?
Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse. No, that's just a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size.
How you doing, random person? Oh, welcome back with Pizza in England. That sounds good.
Now, but you can't prove that, can you? Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here, sir.
Portsman makes a good point. I can't prove that he didn't simply overlook it.
Besides, I have an airtight alibi.
Airtight, you're saying?
I only just realized I had one as we were talking. Took me a little while to make one up. I guess it would have been better for all of us if I told you sooner.
Portsman's alibi.
If memory serves, you came back to this office at around 2 a.m., correct? It was then that you had that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprits. But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs, having a criminal affair. Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi.
Do you really think it's that perfect?
Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You'll see for yourself.
Detective Gumshoe?
Sorry, yes, sir. I'll go check on his alibi, sir. Be right back. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Portsman said. Guys down in criminal affairs said they saw him around 2 a.m. You see?
All the evidence points to him being the culprit. So there must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere. What do I have to work with as we go through his alibi? Let's take a quick look at what I've got on me. I might have to press him. So let's actually just go ahead and work through and press on everything first.
Hold it!
We're dealing with here. Pretty good. Currently eating a sandwich. Nice. I'm hungry. I have not eaten all day. Because of my my work schedule right now, I don't eat until after show, and the show ends at about 10 p.m. here. I start the day early and I run very late. You are correct. It's around 2 a.m.
Are you sure? It's really important to me that you're spot on with the time.
I remember checking my watch then, and make no mistake, it was 2.
I'm giving testimony like a pro. Okay, so you came back to your office at 2. And then you had the unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprits.
Hold it!
It is as you say, however.
Yes, however, you were the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprits. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw?
It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see.
Objection!
Now come now. I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you?
I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you ran into the culprits. At exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs.
Hold it!
Twitch is being twitchy? Is Twitch being twitchy on my end at all? My end looks good, as I'm using 2% of my CPU. So you paid the Criminal Affairs Department a visit?
Yep, right after I left the prosecutor's building, I headed straight for the precinct.
Ask around, I'm sure the other detectives corroborate my story's the perfect alibi.
Hold it!
Let's keep poking. Well, we did go and ask around to confirm your testimony.
And it was just as I said, right? Yes, sir. Yeah, no, my detective said they saw you at around that time. See, I have the perfect alibi. That's the ace I had up my sleeve that I just remembered.
YouTube chat doing fine? Excellent. Impossible, he actually does have the perfect alibi.
What's wrong? Why the sudden look on your face? Can't you say anything back, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we've reached the end of the line and it's time to get off this crazy train.
No, okay, so he actually forced me out.
You there.
Sir?
Please escort the young lady out, but remember, be careful.
Sorry, I was gonna say be careful.
She's the criminal. Be gentle. Yeah, Maggie. Detective Gumshoe?
Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to turn this situation around. If only I could turn it around like some sort of turnabout. Who taught me that? If only I had a clue. Did I miss something that can help me cast doubt on his alibi? There we go. The intruder I met could not have been Mr. Portsman. Then who could it have been? I need to calmly think this through one more time and with logic. That seems like there's a time to save then. So, 2 people, another handgun. I think that's what we're sticking together. Yes, activate Mind Palace. There were 2 bullets left at the scene of the crime. One that robbed Mr. Faith of his life, and one that nearly robbed me of my jacket. Tragic. We solved the 2-piece puzzle.
Yay, we so smart.
How's it going, Tyrion? However, the murder weapon only shows signs of being fired once, meaning that it is entirely possible that a second gun was used in my office tonight. And seeing as how the killer had to steal Mr. Faith's gun, I doubt the killer had another gun up their sleeve. Therefore, the second gun could have been the property of an entirely different person. Which could mean that there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. Maybe the victim and his killer were not the only people in my office tonight. Well, I mean, I've rearranged twice. 2 people. Man, 2 people trying to steal my shit. These some important files. Now we solved the 2-piece puzzle. Supposing there was yet another visitor tonight, that would also resolve the issue of why my shelves were upended twice. We know the shelves were disturbed once before and once after the murder, and so it shouldn't be much of a stretch to think that it was the work of 2 different people. Once by the person who stole the victim's gun and then killed him with it, and once again after the murder by our second culprit, who was the owner of the second gun. If we suppose the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back,
Objection!
Mr. Portsman, it seems I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case.
Great, so you finally come to your senses. Mr. Edgeworth? Sir, what are you saying, sir?
This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case.
What do you mean?
The person I ran into was just your average thief.
Yeah, thief? But, sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts?
Not at all. I love the shake. Just the shake, the shrug and shake is so good. Not at all. It simply means the killer was someone else. And it means that in actuality, 2 culprits stole into my office tonight.
Hey, what do you mean, 2?
It explains both why my shelves were disturbed twice and how there were 2 guns. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Bird and gained entry into my office.
Objection!
Now you're just leading the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know?
If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman. In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me, which is why he checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. This is the first time.
So, then this will be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right?
Correct. And then, just when he was about to look somewhere else, who should walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith?
Yeah, why Mr. Faith come into your room, sir?
He probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. Well, that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office, would be my guess.
Because you were supposed to be away, right? Oh, he must have thought it was odd, so we came into this office to check it out.
Man, that is brutally unfortunate for the guy, huh? Oh yeah, she's double fired. 2 people broke in. Correct, and as a detective, that was the right thing to do. But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portsman, Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. Mr. Portsman was not so merciful as to let him leave alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Faith's gun from him, and then he killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. This was the moment in which the first shot was fired, the one that landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down left behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he'd also left the fake dying message behind.
You're such a complicated troublemaker, you know that?
Well, if things were as simple as that, then all would be solved. However, and there was yet another visitor in my room, and this is where it gets complicated.
There was another? Visitor, sir?
Yes, and this person's objective was also to steal something from me. Now then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so they stole the master key from the security guard's room. And then entered my room and searched through my shelves. And this was the second time they were disturbed, and it seems the thief found their prize.
Oh, the stolen Zero file, right, sir?
Correct. Only just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during that brief encounter.
So, the shelves getting messed up twice, and the 2 bullets. It was all because 2 different people were doing those things at 2 different times.
Precisely. So now do you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met was just a thief and was not, in fact, Mr. Faith's killer. Your alibi for the time frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant. Because we now know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit.
Objection!
For a moment I thought Gumshoe had objected there.
Oh, isn't that just funny? Now, what's so funny now, pal? Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything. Now, of course it does, as Mr. Edgeworth, after all. But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Suppose if, and that is big if, your theory is right. It would indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. But there is still one defining point of your argument for which you have no evidence.
Clown car boss was thieves. Why is everyone stealing from me?
Your supposition that I was the first visitor. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir.
But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point.
Don't say that, sir.
Nothing puts his jacket on just so he can take it off. If you leave him standing there, he just keeps putting it on and off again.
Yeah, I don't believe this. Don't worry, Maggie. I'll do something if I must. You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. If the person you met really was just a plain old thief, then why is that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct. Because the thief didn't murder someone in my office and that's personally offensive to me?
Portsman's Alibi Part 2.
That the thief you ran into should be your real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for the thief right now. They might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room. Wait, no you did what? And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at Criminal Affairs. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left.
He's putting in his 200 daily Yakuza shirt strips. He's building up to a Kiryu fight. He will lose. So you think we should be out there looking for the thief?
Of course. Now isn't the time to be having these dead-end discussions?
I don't think it's all dead-ended. I find your alibi to be fascinating. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it. Portsman's Alibi Part 2.
That thief you ran into should be your real suspect, wouldn't you say? Well, I'm gonna press him on everything just because I want to see.
Hold it! Actually, no, I wouldn't.
Why not?
That's elementary. The dying message, of course. Mr. Fate's killer very clearly left those letters on the spines of those files. And it was after they were on there that the thief stole one of them.
Ah, you mean the Zero files, right?
And that's how we also know the letters themselves were set up and not for Mr. Fate. If the thief was the killer, do you think they would try to undermine themselves?
It's a Kiryu fight, of course he's gonna lose. Yeah, maybe the killer just didn't think of that either. Yes, that must be it. Maybe, just maybe. Should be out there looking for the thief right now. They might still be nearby.
Hold it!
Keep pressing. Want to hear more?
Once escaped, I highly doubt a thief would linger nearby.
Well, you never know. Maybe they didn't get what they were really after.
Oh? You talk like you know quite a bit about this thief.
It's nothing like that. I have no idea about anything, after all. I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room.
Hold it! Nice, Franzel. Ah, that's some really cool musical structure. And according to Mr. Fate's note...
Hold on. I thought we already cleared that up. Didn't we say that Jim left a note for me in the early evening? Do you have proof they left it at a different time? Say, just before he was murdered?
I don't have any, no.
You see? So I insist again that I was in my office the entire time. When Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at Criminal Affairs.
That does actually sound legitimate at this point. Why didn't you go there with Mr. Faith?
That's because he said he was tired and was gonna take a quick nap. You know those sofas in the hallway? He likes to sleep on those. It's one of his habits.
And what of the evidence he brought?
Everything's related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items, a gun and a pendant.
A gun. Interesting. This piece of testimony seems too crucial to let slip through the cracks.
He brought me 2 items, a gun and a pendant that are related to yesterday's case.
Interesting. So now we do have a second gun, because this means he had his own. And there was another one. Alright, I want to press on that to see if that gives us anything. Will he throw the metal like the one dude threw his hair, right? God, that sounds like pain. That had to be pain, right? A gun and a pendant.
Yes, this gun, which was the murder weapon.
Wait, so that wasn't his gun.
And this pendant, which belonged to the victim.
Oh, okay. Other murder. Why does that horse look familiar? Isn't there... Yeah, there is. Interesting. And why were you taking them to Criminal Affairs?
There was something in a past case file I wanted to compare these two to. But all this has nothing to do with this case right now. Anyway, I believe you'll find the paper trail I left to be to your satisfaction.
It's obviously a Colt 45. Oh shit, good fun.
This is all matching up with what Detective Gumshoe found out.
So I can't be expected to know what happened to you around after I left.
Let's double check what evidence we're sitting on like that. Right, that potentially moved. Prints the keys.
Okay, keep pressing.
I can't expect you to know, can I?
Nope, but I guess you can expect me to take a guess based on logical... yeah. You can expect me to take a guess based on logical deductions?
Oh, then let's see you deduce.
Jim waited for me to leave and then stole the master key. For the purpose of sneaking into your room, of course. And that's when Miss Bird got him red-handed, and the murder occurred. It's all exactly as I laid out earlier.
Well, I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it.
Okay, well, we still have the whole only prosecutors would know about this, which feels like it might be the best indicator that he had to be here. But when to use it? No, it's not the case. I'd like to think you're carrying the basketball pole. Present your evidence. Hang on. Dragging it over. Alright, Steve being the real suspect. I'm looking for the thief. Might still be nearby. It's not... It's weird because it's not necessarily germane to the case exactly, but like... Because we found this... we can basically say no to what he's saying right now. They got what they wanted and they, they will have moved on. What'd the note say? Oh, the note said... Oh, no, it's just 3 pieces of evidence. Just like we talked about on the phone. Alright, so let's get to the gun and the pendant then. Checking my room. Evidence, 2 items, there we go. You, sir? Claim there was 3. Thinks that an entire metal detector in his pocket for no reason once in court. I mean, remember the time that we ran around with a dog as well? Gumshoe's carrying... That dude looks like he could practically just palm the entire post.
Only 2 pieces? I believe the proper phrase here is... you fail.
Excuse me?
You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Portsman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me.
What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you.
Well, here's a piece I think you should read. Carefully.
Oh, it says Mr. Faith is bringing 3 pieces.
Yes, and this is the victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Portsman.
I can't believe... Get tripped up by simple arithmetic.
Where is the missing piece of evidence?
That's...
You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. Detective Gumshoe.
Yeah, all I have to say, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe. Look, he just punched him. Don't get any closer, I'm warning you. Yeah, it's just all part of the investigation, pal. So, don't even think about stopping me. Oh, God, no. He's got such giant man hands. Hey, what's this? Yeah, this on him, sir.
Despite what you said, it would appear that you do have something to hide.
Yeah, well, why would he hide something like that?
There's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber.
Yes, we did carry around a parrot at one point. Oh my god, getting it to talk. That's right, there was that... Oh my god. We cross-examined the parrot.
Because it would unequivocally point to that person himself as the real killer.
Nah.
Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail. For the section of the tape that will drive the last nail into his coffin.
I do not remember the parrot's name. Honestly, I don't know that I would have remembered anyone other than Gant's name, really. The KG8 incident. Kindergarten to grade 8 incident? Yeah, it's a police case number, sir. Does that mean this video was evidence from that case?
Interesting. However, what's recorded on this isn't what's important right now.
Was the parrot named Polly? I mean, that's pretty... Well, I expected way more of a joke than that.
Let's give the casing a thorough once-over.
It's blood, isn't it?
Yes, I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us.
I don't remember what the... I see the clip for the parrot getting me back, apparently, but I don't remember anything about it, honestly.
This blood is still fresh.
Huh, you mean this might be Detective Faith's blood? No, you got it all wrong. It's my blood. I cut myself while shaving.
No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. You told us you received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you'll tell us when and how did the victim's blood find its way onto this video.
Yeah, it's totally suspicious.
Was it at the moment of his death? Did Detective Faith have this videotape on his personage when you killed him?
Oh god, no, that rings a bell, Claymore. Yep, I remember jumping the gun on that and just walking right into it. You know very well there's no way to prove that?
Not even if we were to examine this tape for fingerprints? If I had to take a guess, I'd say that the only ones on here would belong to the murderous you and Mr. Faith.
Yeah, that's impossible. I'm... I don't know what the best part of that was. I don't know if it was him chewing the thing down, the slow gulp, or the look on his face when he collapsed. That was all, and I do not mean this pun in any way, shape, or form. Pure gold. Oh my god, that was fantastic. March 14th, 5:47 a.m. High Prosecutor's Office, Room 1202. Mr. Portsman's been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Buddy Faith, sir.
Very good.
And the results we got back in the lab decks on the tape turned out to be real solid, sir. Blood work came back and it was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on there. Yep, definitely Mr. Faith. And as a bonus, they were also able to lift a few of Mr. Faith's fingerprints as well.
Thank you so much, Mr. Edgeworth. I still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. I'm impressed beyond words, sir.
It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in a murder in my office. Also, that is not going to wash out of this floor, is it? Please accept my apologies.
It's absolutely hilarious. Just made my take. It's so good. The look on his face when he went down, I think, is the best part, though.
It was nothing, really. Compared to what I've been through, I mean...
Just get a rug. Why do you have a rug that's like half on the shelf? Feng shui. Your face is amazing. It's just this whole beardless thing. It just makes everything funnier.
I consider myself lucky there was only a burglary and a murder this time, sir. If it had been a holdup or a hostage situation, I'd have thrown my hands up in the air. I think I'm finally rising up from a goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person.
Something tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail.
Hey, you know something, sir. Mr. Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor.
And why would you say he was corrupt?
Well, I mean, I heard there were a number of suspicious things related to his court cases. There's even rumors about how some of the evidence he uses is forged, sir.
Forged evidence, huh? Gee, seems like those accusations get thrown around a lot.
How hot is my office? Actually not. Surprisingly, temperature in here is very comfortable right now. If anything, I'm almost a little bit cold. My face is just... Man, they say you even decided not to prosecute a few cases for some really vague reasons. That guy was a complete disgrace to the entire profession.
We never did get around to asking what his reason was for breaking into my office.
Oh yeah, whenever we got any other topic, he just clammed up.
Although we can be pretty certain it was to steal something.
It's just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scenes.
Oh? Well. With Mr. Portsman not willing to divulge anything, it certainly lends credence to that rumor. It would seem we haven't heard the last of this.
Then Mr. Portsman isn't the bad guy?
I didn't say that, but rather, there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance to this piece of evidence.
Why, oh why, does someone take pages out of my stolen Zero series?
Take that! As I smack Gumshoe with it. The person who stole this file, the other villain of the night.
Oh yeah, now I wonder who that was.
And what happened to the stolen pages? I wonder, who in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint?
Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
Yes?
Yeah, take that! Smack him with the whole book. Hey, Yoshimitsu, recognize the staff on the shelf between the K and the flower? Yes, the Steel Samurai. The trophy was also in the same game, and the flowers are from Wendy Oldbag. Fresh ones, like every week. I came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir. This card.
Yeah, what is it, sir? Is that a bird or something on there?
It's not just any bird. It's the mark of the raven, a three-legged raven. It's a very odd raven. Even you should know what this is, detective.
No, why? It's about that thing, isn't it? That great thief everyone's talking about.
Thought you'd give the YouTube experience a try. It's got a nice bitrate. Not that this game is really going to stretch the bitrate at all.
Welcome to Radio Zero.
Lance, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome.
Yes, it is the mark of the great thief Yatagarasu.
Aw, yeah.
Under the mark of a legendary bird, the Yatagarasu is noble to the end, a modern Robin Hood. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, phantom thieves, the Yatagarasu appears and vanishes at will.
Yatagarasu haunts embassy. Mercurial news. Nice.
Though we don't know much about the thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets.
Emotes are lacking, VOD players definitely better. Yeah, we're working on getting towards emotes again. Would you believe that Capcom collaborated with an all-female musical theater troupe called Takarazuka Review and making 3 musicals? 3 musicals based on the series. What? Oh, man. That sounds kind of awesome. When you say all-female musical theater troupe, all I can think of is Sakura Wars. My brain immediately went to, what? The Sakura Wars girls did this? Great. I'd watch that.
The Yatagarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The theft is always performed in silence and always with perfection.
Yeah, Yatagarasu reappears. Corporate dealings exposed.
Once a target is chosen, no dramatic calling card nor announcement is sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to the mass media.
Well, those files we were holding were Von Karma's, and there were rumors that Von Karma was up to some unscrupulous stuff, so could potentially make sense.
Along with this single card. Although it has been a while since the Yatagarasu's last appearance.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, look, something's written on the back.
What? Let me see.
Hey, it's the location where the thief put the stolen files.
So the person who stole the contents of the file was the Yatagarasu? Yatagarasu. Organization. Quite a few keywords are popping up in this mystery. The murder in my office. Oh look, our chest sits back together. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming. But they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago. Nice. Chapter fits pretty reasonably into a stream. I will indeed save my game. In fact, I will save it twice as a precaution. Ah, I know that silhouette. Not from ever having played anything that she's involved in, but just simply by virtue of all of the art that I have seen. And that looks like a Raichu. That looks like Gumshoe. That looks like someone has a key lodged in a very unpleasant location. I guess I should get this started. At least a little bit into it. Episode 2, Turnabout Airlines. The airline that never gets to its destination. Oh, I should have been reading. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day 2 days ago. Two days earlier. Go you! Yes, everything began high up in the air, 9,000 feet in the air to be precise. Thank you for flying Go You Airlines. We are currently experiencing some flight turbulence. We're asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts. Bougie as fuck airplane. Right. March 12th, 6:13 a.m. Flight G390 first floor lounge. First floor lounge. Roll that one around in your head for a bit. The first floor lounge of this airplane. I look like I drank far too much. How much you want to bet that everything in this game is connected to the DL6 case from game 1? I'm not going to bet anything because I don't even remember what that is. I remember almost nothing from game 1. Which is why I'm also not really worried about spoilers for games 2 or 3 being in this. By the time I play them, I don't fucking remember anyways. Edgeworth, you've had entirely too much to drink. Why do I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? Yes, the plane has multiple floors. 6:13, huh? I guess it was out cold for about 10 minutes. Slight turbulence indeed. Well, we're still explaining some terms. For safety, we ask that you please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. I suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight. You'd think as much as it looks like they paid for this thing, it would be a little bit less turbulent. Is my brain doing okay? That seems kind of fucking rude to ask. Well, admittedly, I'm less than comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. In the sky. 9,000 feet up in the air. Skyquake! Oops, dropped my... Wait, what's this? A travel wallet. That's not mine. How does someone else's travel wallet wind up in my pocket? Oh, no. Edgeworth, have you become a kleptomaniac? Oh, my head. Why won't this headache go away? Well, I'll take care of this travel wallet later, or hand it off to an attendant. Earthquake-like turbulence to an elevator? Why are there statues?
Why are there statues in this first floor lounge on an airplane? God, this is disturbed.
What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. It's when I was still but a young child.
Oh God, that's right. Oh.
I was caught up in a murder that happened in an elevator. How long am I going to let my past haunt me? It's just an elevator. I'm a grown man now. I need to behave like one. What the? You know, I take it back. I'm going to take the stairs. Okay, bye now. What in the world happened?
I don't know if she's going to need an actual voice or what, so until she gets a name, she'll just get a regular read.
Is there something wrong, sir? I must ask that you please return to your seat.
Seek? Seek? Seek. Whoa, her hair, it's so polygonal. That is a trick, lady.
He's dead.
Oh, please calm down. We mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts, like why this is a dead man and I'm standing here holding possibly his wallet and oh. Oh, what's wrong? Did something happen?
You murderer!
What? Nope. You have it all wrong. It wasn't me. God damn it. Why do people keep dying around me?
March 12th, 6:41 a.m. Flight G390, second floor, first class. It's so colorful. I feel like I'm in like a... I'm tied up at my seat. You can't see because... Look behind where I was. I'm tied up at my seat.
Everyone, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement.
Okay, she's got a name.
I'm one of your flight attendants today, Rhoda Tenero.
I'm just gonna stick her in, and she's already picked up the Valley Girl, so she's keeping it. Rhoda Tenero. I'm concerned for the top left passenger's liver. It's okay. He's a leprechaun. He can take it. I can't do anything about it. The color palette looks like it belongs in 90s point-and-click adventure game. Right? Wow. Then we got the guy who's already got like his life jacket and stuff on.
Unfortunately, we have just had a minor accident on this flight.
An accident? Don't treat us like we're stupid. I caught a glimpse and it was a murder.
What? Murder? What's going on with this flight? Everyone, please calm down. There's no reason to panic. This flight will stay on course and make its scheduled landing. We are still currently in the middle of a rough patch of turbulence. Her hair is amazing. So until we're out of this area of turbulence, I ask that you please remain seated.
Top left guy's Daimyo's distant relative.
It's just Daimyo.
Someone was killed, right? I mean, what about the killer? Let me off. Okay, would you like to exit the plane now? You're sure it's not Bill in the green suit? Oh my god. Holy crap. What animal did that cut of meat come from that kid is noshing on? That is enormous. I'm so hungry now. Also that parfait, oh my god. The kid's got a TV hooked up with like, looks like kind of a Dreamcast, sort of. Oh,
Please, there is no need to feel
That
threatened.
baguette.
Thank you for the bit spill, it looks so good.
We have already apprehended the culprit.
Fuck you! Let me out of my seat.
I ask that everyone please remain calm.
What the heck is he talking about? Why should we remain calm?
My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecutor and I assure you I am not the killer.
Being a prosecutor doesn't make you incapable of murder, buddy.
Now you listen here. I am not the killer. I simply found the body.
So you say. However, I am sure that you were the perpetrator of this crime. I I swear on my honor as a professional flight attendant. That's the thing we have. Honor. It's very important. We swear on it big time.
I don't care about murder on the plane, let me eat. Right? I know. Hasn't dulled that kid's appetite at all.
Oh, is that right?
I know what I saw. And there's even strong, incriminating evidence to back me up.
Oh, what kind of incriminating evidence is she talking about?
We've already alerted the proper authorities at our destination. Until we land, you will remain in our custody by the powers vested in our captain. I'm very sorry, but please understand our situation.
Well, I mean, at least she's polite about it all. There's no way to describe that other than an actual slab of meat.
I can think of another way to describe it.
Block of meat. Brick of meat. Mortar stone of meat.
Your situation? I'm more concerned with mine and the direction it's going in. I'm not about to just sit idly by while I get accused of murder. Again. Miss Tenero, was it?
Yes.
I was wondering if you might give me a chance.
A chance to do what?
A chance to plead my case. I had a chance to ask what you meant by incriminating evidence just now.
Sorry, she's trying to think of some. Give her a moment. Meat on the bone. No, never again. Bone meat on the...
To accuse a passenger of such a grave crime without allowing him to give a proper defense. Can the professional flight attendant inside of you really call this action righteous?
You have a point. Very well, I'll listen to what you have to say. Be wary of what you reveal. I'm afraid you'll only look even more suspicious if your explanation fails to satisfy. I also do not have the time to deal with you all day, so please make it quick.
Of course, as you wish.
Good. Very well then, let's get started.
I know for a fact I didn't kill the man in the elevator. I was only blackout drunk. What I don't know is what sort of evidence she has up her sleeve. But I'm certain it doesn't fit with how the crime really occurred.
What Miss Tenero saw.
I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I am certain you are the killer.
Oh, that's cute animation.
The scene I saw in front of the elevator, it was you standing there with fresh blood dripping off the murder weapon.
I was holding a wallet. I beat the man to death. Okay, I was gonna say beat the man to death with his own wallet. Fat chance. But then again, look at the kid and the guy in the green suit here. Pretty sure I could beat someone to death with their wallets, so...
So if you please cooperate, we'll turn you over just as soon as we land.
That's it? That's her evidence?
I don't think you can ask for a more perfect witness testimony. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth?
Hey, Beard Broken. We're just starting up the second case. We finished up the first a few minutes ago. This is wild, man. I really like this. This is, I'm actually kind of glad that I never ran into this before.
Not really. It's hardly perfect when there's a gaping hole in it. The size of a rich man's wallet.
What Miss Tenero saw?
What do we even have to work with here?
Ah, okay. Oh, the Go You Sky magazine. She's on the cover. Either that or every flight attendant looks identical. Details meals, movies, and other services inside. Body found at 6:15 inside the elevator stop to the first floor lounge. Somebody's wallet dripping with blood. I kind of want to present my badge, even though it's obviously the wrong thing to do. Alright, well, we'll just go to the murder weapon and question her on that. So you're the killer, seen us on in front of the elevator, you staying there with fresh blood dripping off the murder weapon. Yes, I beat this man with a travel ball.
Miss Tenero.
What is it with the yelling all of a sudden?
Attorney's in is Chris. Well done. Thank you. I actually did her 2 years ago for the original Phoenix Wright. I just recolored her suit for today.
Oh, a force of habit. My apologies. Well, it doesn't matter. Miss Tenero, you say you saw the murder weapon dripping with blood. Is that correct?
Yes. All that blood. Drip, drip, drip. Just recalling the scene sends a chill down my spine.
Sorry, but your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you.
I love her animations already.
What?
I'd like to direct your attention to this.
As I wriggle around and try to point with my totally tied together hands. My favorite type of game, BB Guy? RPGs. JRPGs for the most part. SRPGs, close second to that. Pretty much just any kind of RPG.
Do you know what this is?
It's a travel wallet, right? But it looks a little bit big and bulky.
The thing you saw me holding when I discovered the dead body in the elevator was this very travel wallet, Miss Tenero.
But impossible.
Now then, do you still think I'm the killer? That I killed him with a travel wallet?
But I saw blood dripping from the wallet. I know I did.
As you can see, this wallet is clearly stained. But if you'd be so kind as to take a whiff, I think you'd agree it's only grape juice.
Then...
That's right. You mistook grape juice for blood. The murder weapon dripping with blood does not, in fact, exist.
No.
There. That should clear up that pesky accusation.
Wait just a sec. That is... I mean, even a wallet could be deadly if it was wrapped around something heavy. I demand you show me what's inside. Please.
She's trembling and the tacked on please at the end. Sounds like I've got her. There's no need to look inside. Even you can tell from its appearance that it's light.
No, I can't be sure of anything until I see the contents of that wallet for myself.
Oh, she's a persistent one. I suppose we have no choice but to see what's inside. Miss Tenero, if you would be so kind as to open the wallet and check its contents for me.
And inside is a slab of lead. Wait, what?
All right, I usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here.
The Republic of Borginia.
It seems this passport is all that's in here. As you saw, there's nothing but a passport inside. This renders your wallet was the murder weapon argument moot.
The Republic of Hamburgia. I miss Hamburger already.
Wouldn't you agree?
Please hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth.
What is it now?
Well, I was wondering, whose passport is it exactly? Can I take a look?
Why not? I'm rather curious myself. This is...
Mr. Uckby Hicks. Uckby Hicks? Uckbay Hicks?
Mr. What?
Just as I thought. This travel wallet belonged to Mr. Uckby Hicks.
Game over, man! Game over!
Not that Hicks.
Which makes it the victim's property. Oh, we now have Mr. Hicks's travel wallet. You stole the victim's wallet, didn't you?
I do kind of like the imperious look she gets.
How dare you?
You said it yourself. You claimed to be holding this wallet in your hands when I found you.
Well, I kind of walked into that one.
Perhaps I did misconstrue the wallet for the murder weapon, but it seems I wasn't wrong about who the culprit is.
Miss Tenero's logic.
As you claimed, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile deed. I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks's money, weren't you? But it's empty.
So even though I didn't have the murder weapon on me, you still suspect me. I see.
You stood up at the crime scene with the victim's wallet in your hands. How can I turn a blind eye and not suspect you of foul play?
Oh, that twitch in her face. All I can think when I look at that is her saying, "There is no war in Ba Sing Se."
I am free from the clutches of corporate adulting. How
That
much of Zero
that is a
Edging did I
mask that is
miss?
breaking.
Did you find any gum on his shoe?
Thank you for the bits, idiot. I'm so glad you're free from the clutches of corporate adulting. We've done the first case. We're working on the start of the second one now. The customer service twitch. Have a nice day. Have a great and happy time. Mr. Nero's logic rebuttal. So what do we have available? Pretty sure his pretty sure the the weapon is the Go You Airlines thing that's in there with them. All right, I'm gonna press and see what we get. Every day's great at your genius. It's all great. Every day's great. Every day's great at your genius. God damn it. Keep telling yourself that, Nanako.
Shouldn't that be proof enough for you that I did not murder the victim?
Not at all.
Oh, and why not?
Because that wallet may not have been what I thought it was. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile deed.
I'm going to assume that the fact that the only thing in there is the passport, but she's probably just going to say like that's because you already took the money. Actually, there's money.
Oh, no, you know what? Actually, there's money, like, all over the place in here.
If I want his money, it's like. Then again, she might have just found me. So I'm not sure if they're going with the grounds that this is empty and that's the answer, or the fact that all the money is here. So we're definitely out on this. Neither of those technically disproves it, though. Like, if I just killed him and hadn't gathered the money yet, you know, that's valid. Let's see what the press gets us on this.
You think I was after his money? Where did that cockamamie idea come from?
True, you're also a passenger in first class, but you're not eating nearly as big a slab of meat as the kid, so you're not as rich. I thought something was off about you and those deeply etched lines on your forehead.
They're not lines, they're perfectly normal and part of my natural face.
I don't think I've ever met someone with such a terrible countenance on a flight before.
She's got you there, Edgeworth. Then he knows it.
And that's when it hit me. You had the face of someone with money trouble.
She really is making a fool of herself pursuing this line of logic. I should spare and present the piece of evidence that contradicts her testimony.
I really don't know, do they want like the fact that there's no money in here or the fact that the money's all over the floor, but I'm gonna go with the fact that there's only the passport at first. We'll try that one first. I feel like either one of these could honestly answer it.
Objection!
I wonder if I might get a word in, Miss Tenero.
What is it now?
Miss Tenero, I wonder if you noticed the contradiction within your own testimony.
What are you talking about?
Simply put, as you saw with your own eyes, the only thing inside Mr. Hicks's wallet was his passport.
Oh.
If I really was after his money, then why would I steal a penniless travel wallet?
That seems like a fair point.
But that's right. You, Mr. Edgeworth, you didn't know it was empty when you stole it.
You would like to think that, but that's not possible.
What do you mean it's not possible?
There is no way the killer didn't know that the wallet was empty to begin with.
Oh, and what makes you so sure?
How can I show where the killer knew the wallet was to be empty from the get-go? Because there was money all over everything else except for the wallet.
Take that!
If you would recall the crime scene, I admit that the wallet was probably not empty at the time of the murder. That's pretty evident by the bills and cards strewn around the inside of the elevator.
Oh no.
I think you've come to realize that the problem with your logic. I would surmise that the victim's wallet fell out during their struggle. And that's when its contents emptied onto the floor of the elevator. I doubt the killer could have missed such an occurrence.
Then, you're saying...
Yes, according to your supposition, if I were the killer, I would have been going after a wallet I knew to be empty. And since I clearly was not attempting to gather the scattered money, it renders your argument of theft completely invalid.
And our next line of logic is, you're not a very good murderer for money.
Forgive me, please.
Hey, what the heck? Are you saying the attendant's wrong? So the guy isn't the killer? I don't believe it, everyone. It's a trick.
Will you all please be quiet?
Ooh, there's a big-ass law book by me. I guess that's what I was reading.
Miss De Niro, yes. You lost your cool when you saw the dead body. Plus, the lounge was dark, and looking into the light from the elevator, it's easy to see how you mistook the wallet on my hand for the murder weapon. I take no offense that you thought I was the killer. I'm beginning to get used to that.
The drip of the guy in back. Oh my lord. Wow. That... I don't even know what to make of that.
Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, thank you for releasing me.
He speaks in wingdings, right? Oh my god. I'm trying to think of the appropriate way to respond to this without it being in some way grossly inappropriate. Waffles. Thank you, Otter. That will do. Waffles, 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 waffles.
What is it now?
Waffles, 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 waffles. Thank you, Daimyo, for giving us waffles whenever we can't read shit. CTC, what's up? Little book.
Mr. Nero, if you could please translate, I would be much obliged.
It sounds like Borginian, but I don't understand any of it. There's another attendant on this flight who... Now, okay, now he's got a voice. And what will his voice be? He's very angry. Motorboat? No. Anyone with more than a couple of lines, I will literally pass out doing that. I don't think QuoteBot is helping with that one. No, Grossberg is incredibly draining as well. Let's see. Man. I'd love to give him the Von Karma, but we have a literal Von Karma. I mean, it came from this game. Well, the other one. Azuma's not alright. Super Kamiguro is the closest, but it doesn't really do angry, you know? And he looks so angry. I'm not doing Prinny for anyone who's got more than like 2 lines. Ooh, Popo could work. Alright. Popo, I think, could work. That always sounds vaguely angry. It's that or give him the Russian, but I have a feeling I've got someone else in mind for that. Super Kamiguro, it doesn't do super... It's not angry enough. No, unfortunately, I think Grossberg would kill me. I don't know how many lines he has. Yeah, okay. We're gonna go with Popo for him. Wait, makes you think you should have something kind of squeaky-ish? You don't say. Okay. Okay. This one's on you, Reaper.
Oh, yeah, okay, so, I said he's giving you the runabout. Oh, I don't require an interpreter. I speak English just, well, see? Fine, perfectly fine. You, the attendant.
Yes, sir?
I want this person to be under arrest until we arrive at the airport.
Go back to petting your monkey statue, buddy. Oh my god. Wait, sorry. The movie poster in the background. License to love, laugh, maim, and murder.
I'm sorry, sir, but what exactly are you hoping for? What does he want? Finish talking to the likes of you. Fuck off.
Please, I would like to hear why you would like me to be held under arrest until we land.
You, how dare you try to waste my time?
You are the one who stuck your nose into my affairs.
I want to spend even at least one more second with my precious heart. So, shut up and go away. I have no time for other things. I know who you are. I see through you. Insolvent. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it in English.
Well, I should hope I'm not monetarily bankrupt, but I don't think that's what you meant. I'm sorry, but I don't think I got your name.
I am Zinc LeBlanc II. I'm a very wealthy man in Borginia.
Zinc LeBlanc. Alright, well now at least I know what name I'm sticking on the list here for him. The second. Yes, everyone seems to think we have money issues. Do we not have a nice enough suit? Does our cravat need more cravat?
I'm not an ordinary rich man. I'm an art dealer. A rich seller of beauty.
Ah, so you're not an ordinary rich man, you're a man who gets rich off the back of other people's good works. Gotcha. You're a loser. Mr. LeBlanc, what did you mean just now?
Oh, pardon?
When you said Mr. Edgeworth was giving me the runabout.
I have to explain. Unbelievable. I'll say it once and only once. I do not have even a second to waste. Time is money, as they say.
Yes, and yet you continue to blather on. God, if we didn't already have VIP for Edgeworth, this dude would be getting it. You seeing this airplane, maybe we're the poor person of first class?
You look like you got seat upgrades. You didn't pay for first class. Oh, I saw it. Yes, I did. Saw the victim go in the elevator. Going down to the lounge. It was exactly 6 o'clock.
And what's the significance of that time?
At 6, he says. Wait, you saw him at 6?
What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth?
Oh, he understands, I see. Miss Attendant, what time did you discover the body?
Well, it was a little after the patch of turbulence, so I would say around 6:15. Oh.
Hicks was his name, was it? When I say that Hicks was killed in the 15-minute time span? And the only person in the lounge at that time was this prosecutor, yes?
He even looks like a character from a 90s era point-and-click game. Yeah, I was in my seat the whole time.
Me too, I was watching the movie and enjoying a fine glass of grape juice. Jelly donuts!
No, still eating. I still haven't finished. Get talk.
The other prosecutors have an alibi, so you have no problem with them, I suppose. Oh, no complaint, I see. Not a single word against this, huh?
I have no way of discounting what you have put forth at this point, but it wasn't me.
Oh, so you say. But do you have, what do you say, the evidence?
Mr. Edgeworth, are you really the culprit after all?
Mr. LeBlanc, I suppose you are quite certain in what you saw, enough to give testimony? Oh, of course! I was looking at the man the whole time! He's playing with that annoying little, small machine the whole time!
Machine?
Yeah, that's what you call people. Yeah, that's what you people call it in English, right? Make me crazy with the click, click, click.
From that description, sounds like some sort of small computer. I believe that Mr. LeBlanc is talking about is a cell phone. I have to say that I did see him playing with it quite a bit myself. A simple cell phone, a laptop or organizer I can see, but that's kind of low budget. Oh, I hate the noisy little machine in his hand. Not a fragment of beauty. All it produces is ugly sounds. So, you start to get the impression that maybe you killed him, because, yeah. Now we're calling Hicks poor. Apparently so. Everyone's just getting money shamed in first class because they don't apparently wear enough. That. Anyway, I know what I saw. Miss Tenero. Yes. I was wondering if I might be granted permission to examine the crime scene. What? You want to examine the crime scene? If you would grant me a little measure of time, I'm sure I can produce the real culprit. Looks like someone from the Zelda CDI games. Oh my god, he does. Oh, I don't like the sound of that fox in the duck pen. Yes, I think that's how you say it in English. It's fox guarding the hen house, and I believe my innocence was proven earlier. And if I'm given the chance, I can clear up all the remaining doubts. Miss Tenero, if you wait until we arrive, there's a good chance that some evidence will have been destroyed by then. I understand. Let me see what the captain has to say. Huh, this should not be approved. Please, Mr. LeBlanc, in an emergency, all decisions are to be made by the captain alone. Now please wait here while I go ask the captain what to do. I'll be right back. That adorable run. You're not planning to erase evidence when you were doing your investigation, yes? Of course not. We will see. Mr. Edgeworth, you have the captain's permission to investigate the crime scene. What? Unbelievable! I'm in your debt, Miss Tenero. However, there is one condition. I am to supervise you. Can you agree on that? Of course, I see no problem with that stipulation. It's only natural as I am still suspect in this case. How does a Mickey grr? Grr! I take full responsibility and will watch Mr. Edgeworth's every move. I hope this is reassurance enough that there will be no foul play. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, shall we proceed? If you should need my help with anything, please feel free to use triangle to talk. It's time to enter the scene of the crime, the first floor lounge. Well, I should have killed everyone else in this plane. But, on that note, it's time for me to wrap things up. Because it is 10, and that is that. We got through one. Yes, she's absolutely, Laura is sneaky up for me. She's getting... Can I help you?
Yes.
Oh. Oh dear. Give me 1 minute. All right. So, game seems like an absolute trip, and I love it. I'm totally here for this. This is this is great. I am. Hello. I guess. Okay, so the other 10 is just falling asleep. Love it. No wonder she was hesitant to get the other attendant. She's not even awake. All right, so I'm gonna wrap things up there. That concludes our first night of Ace Attorney investigations. 1 case down, 1 case underway. I am digging it. The rest of this week is pretty much Ace Attorney investigations until we hit Friday, which is my 20th anniversary as a game designer. So Daimyo and I are going to be going back to the very first game I ever shipped, Jade Empire. Almost 20 years since that actually shipped to boot. It's been a long time. So, on that note, thank you everyone for coming and spending some of your Tuesday night here with me. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed the game as much as I have. I'm definitely looking forward to playing more of it. And for those on the YouTube side, you know I gotta say the whole like, comment, subscribe. And apparently whenever I say like or subscribe, it actually causes that button to like light up. It's kind of neat, but also kind of weird. So, otherwise, have yourselves a fantastic rest of your night, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you tomorrow for more Ace Attorney investigations. Have a good one. this is Zero out.